but I got up every single day. 6 years in the dark, now I'm shining in the light. Had to fall apart just to learn how to rise. Took hits that nearly broke me, now the winds feel holy. No more fear, just trust. Yeah, I made it, but it took 6 years of us. Lost in the charts, praying for more. Wish I could say you'll be alright. All those losses lead to the high. No guidebook, just mistakes. No shortcuts, just faith. But deep in my chest I knew this dream was mine to break through. There were nights I begged for peace. Now I'm living what I used to dream. Every tear, every doubt built the man that's here right now. 6 years in the dark, now I'm shining in the light. It took 6 years of us. Now the charts look like city lights. No more panic in the midnight spikes. Earned it all with every fall, and I'd do it again if that's the call. 6 years in the dark, now I'm standing in the light. Every scar on my heart turned to pain into pride. Took hits that nearly broke me, but the view up here is golden. No more fear, just love. Yeah, I made it, but it took 6 years of us. Up early, same rope, same screen. Caught a wind with the sun rising. Every line on the chart, that's me. Drawn with intention, not a thing here free. They flip coins, I flip zones. Crazy horse running wild on its own. One strap for life, yeah, I carved it in stone. They switching setups, I'm building a throne. Yeah, they talk a lot but never really trade. Posting wins, hiding all the fades. Me, I just play my game. Stack small dubs, let the comp chase fame. I got the Midas touch. Everything I trade turn gold, that's clutch. One move and it's running up. No luck, just timing and guts. I got the Midas touch. Hands on the chart, I don't rush. Zone hit, then I double up. Can't miss when the market's us. Fake calm, but I read the tension. One candle speaks, I don't need a mention. Let price breathe, that's wisdom. Most of these traders stuck in a rhythm. One strat, 10 plays. Same edge, different days. Discipline over the praise. That's how you last, not just blaze. She said you still on that laptop. Told her yeah, about to make that back pop. Couple lines, now I'm deep in flow. Missed your call, but I cleared that low. Yeah, they chasing dreams with no blueprint. I'm logged in, quiet with the full sprint. My win silent, my life loud. Took the stairs while they followed the crowd. I got the Midas touch. Everything I trade turn gold, that's clutch. One move and it's running up. No luck, just timing and guts. I got the Midas touch. Hands on the chart, I don't rush. Zone hit, then I double up. Can't miss when the market's us. Could've been broke, I chose patience. Could've gone wild, I chose placement. They want signals, I want peace. A few clean trades, then I leave. Midas touch, yeah, that's the mark. Turn late nights into early sparks. One strap, one screen, one life. And I'm still here, cause I traded right. Was a lie. Paid for a course from some suit and a tie. Promised me riches, but all I got was regret. blew my first stack, had to learn from the dead. They told me play it safe, don't take the risk, but I saw freedom in a candlestick. One right move, now the game's unlocked. No more watching clocks, now I watch my stocks. Long one, short two, now they asking can I trade like you. I just left, tell them chart already knew. Stack it up, flip it, watch what I do. Late nights, all in, but the numbers don't lie. Ain't a gamble when you see through the sky. Short life, one shot, yeah, it changes your view. Stack it up, flip it, watch what I do. L's lost racks, almost called it a quit, but I stayed in the game, never ran from a hit. Watched all the fakes flexing, ran in McLarens, talking big wins, but the charts look barren. They said you'll never make it, you'll just crash, but I see dips as discounts, not my last. One good read and the future's mine. Turn my laptop screen into a gold mine.
All right, good morning, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning and good morning. If you like good morning, smash the good morning button. You know which button that is, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. And a good morning it is. All right, jumping on a little bit early today. We're going live. It's Big Bag Wednesday. I hope you guys are ready to get after it. We're going to be trading the ORB. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on the NASDAQ. If you have other thoughts, drop it in chat. First and foremost, there's not much news this week. So if you weren't already aware of that, just take a look at the economic calendar here, and we'll pop over on the charts, and I'll show you what's on the charts. But first and foremost, you want to look at the economic calendar. Today, we got FOMC minutes at 1 p.m. That's red folder news. You need to be aware of the one folder news. The red folder news, not one folder, red folder news. Jay, what's up? Steph, what up? James, Elaine, Faye, what up? Yeah, so basically the red folder news that you see in the bottom right of my screen, right over here, this one right here. This is the FOMC minutes. This is just going to give us a report of essentially why the Federal Reserve made the decision they made. Now, in between now and then, who knows what kind of tweets that we could get from, you know who over at the white, you know what. So anyways, you never know what's going to happen there. Today is July 9th. We had the tariff deadlines. And a bunch of new tariffs rolled out for other countries. So we got news in our ear currently.
In the coming weeks.
Hold on one second, guys. I'm going to turn this down just a tad. Let's see how that looks over here. How's that look over there? You guys hear the music? Let's see. Yeah, you can hear the music. I'll turn it up just a tiny bit here. It's already down quite a bit, so that should be all right. Let me know if that's too loud, everyone. But yeah. That's pretty much it. So very light news week, okay? So what does that mean? Less volatility. Why do you think we've been in a range? If you've been trading the last couple of days, you're like, well, why are we ranging? And I'm telling you, that's because there's no news. There's not really anything. The only thing was a Trump tweet, and we caught that, didn't we, team? Those of you that are in here. Smash the like button if you're part of the Midas Touch Trading crew and you caught that move with us, because it was a hell of a move, actually. Yeah, we caught that live. That was a $15,000 day for me. So it was really cool. It was what, Monday? That was awesome. Okay, so let's dive and jump in. Let's jive in, okay? We'll go to the daily time frame first, because I like to look at the higher time frame. You know, I mean, weekly, monthly. I don't know. I'm a day trader, guys, so I'm a scalper, so I don't know. Is that going to really help me, right? We're in an uptrend. We're at all-time highs. That's what it's going to show on a weekly and a monthly, you know? So, I mean, you could look at fair value gaps and all that stuff. You know, I don't have to. I only have 6 red days this year, and I don't have to look at that stuff. So that's my story. All right, so yeah, we got a fair value gap below us. Dive right into fair value gaps and imbalances. I'm not saying they don't matter. They don't matter. Anyways, so let's see. We have, as far as candles are concerned, all right, pure consolidation. We're inside of our main candle here, which was last Thursday's candle. Okay, so look at the distance, 293 point candle. It's really not that big of a day. But if I drag that to the right, you can see the bodies of these last 3 days have been inside of this one candle. So what does that tell me? It tells me indecision. It tells me that the market's chilling and possibly spooling up for a move. Now, when we see consolidation like this, look at over here. Same thing, right? We had one candle. The bodies are what? Inside of that candle. Now the wicks, yes, price tried to expand, but it was consolidated, right? And so what happened? Well, we had a gap down and then we moved up. So actually, in fact, sorry, but I have to include this because this is a gap down. This doesn't really count. That body doesn't really count down there. So this is actually that consolidation right there. So you have consolidation, and then, you know, someone called that the manipulation move. I don't know. And then the and thy breakout to the upside, leaving a gap, right? And so this was the sign that, okay, we're definitely going higher. Nice solid day moving higher. You have a, you know, this one day was 387 points, almost 400 points. So we had that move higher, leaving this gap that was never touched. Price just said, nah, we ain't going down. We have another gap down here. You can see it right there. And this is our shelf. This is a manual thing. If you know the shelf method, we've never re-tapped the shelf. I plan on us potentially retapping that shelf. And then when we do, I'll be looking, because guess what we have down here, folks? We got the 21 EMA. And if you don't know, professional traders around the world use these EMAs. So you should probably have them up.
With the BASF chairman, according to Xinhua.
Or at least know where they're at,
BASF
right?
to expand investments.
Anyways, so we got that news talker in the background. Sometimes that news talker is faster than the candles, and so it's pretty cool. That little British voice made me 15 grand Monday. I want to hug that guy. Where is that guy? Huh? So anyways, all right. Price gets down there. What are we doing? We're looking for buys, you know. In the middle of the 50 and the 21, what are we doing? We're looking for buys. And on the 50, what are we doing? We're looking for buys. In the middle of the 50 and the 200, what are we doing? We're looking for, yeah, you got it, buys. And what about at the 200? Yeah, we're looking for buys. So we're in a bull market, all right? This is a bull market. These bands are expanding. The alligator teeth have opened up, and we're looking for buys, period. Now, that's on a higher time frame, right? Let's go down to the 4 hour. Using the same logic. And these are, if you haven't traded with me before, I've already marked these. These have stayed up here. So you can just see what would have happened had you bought right here in between the 21, or let's start with the 21. 21, look at the 21. What happened if you took a little buy right there? Now, you might be saying, well, I day trade or whatever. This is more swing trading. You're right. However, accumulation right here, right? So you're buying off the 21, and maybe you're selling after you break highs and you get a nice profit. But the point is, you're waiting for this dip to the 21. You're waiting for the dip in between the 21 and the 50. You're waiting for the 50. And even if you put 3 buys right here, you're accumulating. And what happened? You'd be in profit. And then you sell a little bit, deleverage, come back down, maybe leverage up again. The 50 hits, you're above it again. I mean, same thing. This whole area would be accumulation for your bag. But the point is that we're above the 21 now. So let's look at what's happened overnight session. We'll look at the overnight session and see what's happened, because we're clearly above that 21. We came down, we tapped the 50 again. Price wanted to retest. Now, is there a fair value gap down there? Is there a prior day low that it took out or anything like? No, we talked about this. The market is random. You'll never figure that out. Stop thinking ICT is real. It's not. Okay. Does the market usually look, and if you just close your eyes and did zigzags on your chart, which I encourage you to do, just do zigzags on your chart and then open your eyes and, oh wow, previous daily high got taken and this high got taken, and oh wow, we're inside of it's all just random, folks. So how do you have an edge in randomness? Somebody type in chat, how do you have an edge? What's the edge in random? What do we use? Those of you who trade with me daily should get this. Morning, Jay. What do we use? How do you get your edge in randomness? What's the key? Because I'm gonna go down on a lower time frame and show you something very interesting. Not a lot of people will show. Lori, I love you. Thank you for contributing to this community and group and this chat because I was a little nervous there that nobody would answer. But yeah, you got it. That's it. Nice. Yeah, trade what you see. James, momentum. That's right. Let's prove it. Yeah, should we prove it? I think we should prove it. All right. Here's how we prove it.
So on Sky News, from the timing of this Trump visit to the UK, it says Trump is likely to visit the UK at the end of July or early August.
Okay, I'm gonna turn him way down. All right. So, how do we prove that momentum is king and that you should really stop trying to figure out structure and trade structure? You're just getting wrecked if you're trading structure, I promise. Just take a look at the chart right here. What do you see? I can tell you what I see. I see that a lot of traders would be looking at structure being broken. Okay. I can see that market would think that structure is broken here. That's a change of character, actually. Depending on your rule, I have a 3-candle pullback rule for my structure, but you'd be inside of a range here. You'd be higher highs. Let's go left a little bit. Market broke structure over here. This is another. This is a nice one because this actually gives you a little move down afterwards. But then you have a break of structure here, a change of character here, a move up actually, which is cool. The reason why I'm pointing these out is because I just want you to see, and I don't want to put on an indicator. There's more levels in here that get broken. But guess what? Here's the key. This is only on a 1-hour time frame, right? So if I go down to like a 15-minute time frame, you're gonna see it all different. You can see it all. I'm not saying that structure can't be useful. I'm saying those of you who are relying on it to determine direction, you're going to get wrecked. Now watch this. Ready? I'm gonna just pop on my custom indicator. Not that custom indicator, this custom indicator. I'm gonna zoom out on this 1-hour time frame. And I want you to do me a favor, folks. I want you to look at I want you to find, I'm going to take price completely off the screen. Ready? I'm going to hide price. Okay, gone. What direction is the most vertical impulsive line? Center line. We're just going to look at the center line. So follow the center line. So the most impulsive, vertical, longest line. Like look at the difference between these two, right? Which one's more vertical? The left one, right? The blue one, yeah? Okay, now keep going. And you probably saw this right here, yeah? Does anything compare to this right there? The 776 point move up, not counting even when it turns gray or goes more slanted. No, right? No, nothing compares to that, right? So who's in control? Buyers or sellers? Buyers. It's that simple. That right there. Now, this is a 1-hour time frame, right? So this isn't a scalping time frame. You need to understand that. But if you understand that, you kind of like, you can go back and kind of mess with this yourself. Now you do the same thing on a 5-minute, folks. Yes, that's right. Time is fractal. Isn't that beautiful? And you zoom out to about 3 or 4 days. Why 3 or 4 days? Well, look, this is what I do. Right? There's 3 to 5 days. This is what I do. Okay, you can back test yourself. I've been trading 8 years. I found that 3 days-ish, 3 to 5 max, gives me a good idea of where the market is today. If I'm gonna day trade or scalp, I don't really care about the 1 hour zoomed out to a 3 or 5 day thing because that's not even gonna give me enough. I need to zoom out for a 1 hour. I'm zooming out for like a week or more, right? So on a 5-minute time frame, when I'm zooming out, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the same thing I just showed you. And so, excuse me, who's in control? So I know that my high time frame is up. Does that help me? If I'm doing a scalp today, does that really help me? Not really. Just saying, not really, If my low time frame was up and my high time frame was up, and then my entry model that I wait for, which is the ORB, and I'll go through that with you guys, is up, then that's an A+ setup. That's when I put on the gas, right? That's why using dynamic money management is so key, because you're never really going to grow your account if you're only just risking like 0.5 or 1% per trade. I'm diving in this morning, folks. Let's go. Smash the likey button if you likey what I'm dropping, because it works. It just works. All right. And you can't argue with it because it's my style. And I got a bunch of people in here who are winning every single day using what I'm showing you. So check it out. This right here is the most vertical move, right? Would we all agree right here? Smash the like button if you agree that that's the most vertical move. What direction is that move in? Well, the direction is down. So who's in control right now, today, right now? Who's in control? Sellers are in control. Now, how does this, you might ask, well, yeah, that's great, dude, but you know, I don't know, you might be thinking, well, I mean, this could just go up like this, and then they're not in control. And you'd be right. You'd be actually right there. Good job. If you're thinking that, then you're with me. I'm with you. We're thinking the same thing, my friend. So yes, just like structure, you could be wrong and it could go break the strong low or strong high that you had marked as a weak high or weak low. The difference is that mine's gonna last longer. Mine's gonna last longer and I don't have to worry about all the fake outs. All I have to do is find setups in my direction. And guess what I'll be doing? Adding to my position until I'm right. And I'm usually right. Let's go ahead and test the theory, yeah? Let's test it real just for fun. Let's go rando backtest. Ooh, who does this on YouTube, huh? Who's in control? Tell me right now, quick. Let's go, type it in chat. Who's in control? Who does that on YouTube? Does anyone do a rando backtest? People are scared. They're scared, man. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Faye, you got it. Buyers, let's go. Okay, so just check it out. Just check it out. Okay, ready? I'm gonna put price back on the screen. I know, it's crazy. Without even knowing anything about, you know, anything, now you know how to find and spot momentum. Now, price can pull back. Price could change direction, but the likelihood of price going back and making, at this point, a higher high, like breaking this high up here, right here, because of the momentum here, is highly likely. So here is just one day. This is getting into a session. There's New York session right there. And if New York session is my session, right? Let me pause real quick. Hold on. If New York session is because this is not New York session. Where's New York? I just saw the 15-minute range for him. Hold on. There it is. Check it out. Ready? What was our higher time frame? Well, let's see if that's still intact, actually. Let's see if that's still intact. Okay, it's not intact. So you go to the 1 hour. What do you see? I mean, sellers are in control, right? You go to the 5-minute, and it's no wonder that we didn't break the high. But what did we do? Look, what did we do? If buyers were temporarily in control on a lower time frame, what did the price do? When we broke the 15-minute range to the high, did it work out? Yes or no? If this was our trade, those of you that don't know, we trade the orb. There's a 15-minute range. We break the high. There's a 5-minute break. There's the trade right there. 36-point target gets hit within 10 minutes, which is most of the time. I say most, it's about 50% of the time. We're in and out within, oh, what, guys, 10, 15 minutes? Smash the like button if you like that, because I don't like being on the chart for hours. That's not my dream life. My dream life is to get in, get out, go play. That's what I want to do. Make money, go play. But did this work out? Did this work out? This is my session that I trade, the New York session. So did it work out? Yes, it did. Now, same thing for the following day. I'm not going to give you a bunch of backtest. You want the backtesting, you go join the free group and you can see me backtest. I do this. I've done it live. I got 8 hours of backtesting live in front of people. And we won every single time I did. I did it 5 weeks. It's actually 8 weeks with this strategy, the crazy horse, and our swing trading strategy, which I have swing trades running in the background as well. You'd think I'd be a billionaire by now, eh? Okay, so we zoom out. This one, now look, if you're confused and you say, well, I don't know who's in control. Let's go ahead and zoom out. You say, I don't know who's in control. Like, you're just like, you know what? I don't know. I mean, this is kind of like steep. This is more vertical, you know, but it's a little rocky because you got this move down. It kind of turns gray, but it's still really nice. Then guess what? It's neutral. And what should you be looking for? Or if you do trade, What do you think? So if we get to the New York session and I'm seeing a break to the downside, how much size do you think I'll put on this? Probably very little, right? This is going to be probably a B minus setup, B setup, just because I don't have a good clear direction. Now check this out. Those of you that don't know, let me go ahead and show you. The orb with Crazy Horse might give us a couple of different options to trade. And look, this is the flip day. Look at the flip day. Isn't that crazy? So the setup, the quality of the setup, hold on, let me get this right. The quality of the setup decreased, okay, because we can see here, if I zoom out, the largest push on the chart, you know, I'm not that confused when it comes to this. So, I mean, this is clearly the longest push, in my opinion. You know, buyers are still in control. But even if you were like, I don't really know, because I knew this breaks to the downside, this is not a great setup because buyers are in control. So I'm going to go weak sizing. I'm going to go less, right? But let's say you took 2 trades, you know, you would have lost those 2 trades and you would have flipped. And now that you flip and the price is on the other side of the orb, if you're not trading mechanically, you're flipping. And guess what? Now you can go long right here as price crosses the middle band to the other side. Those of you that don't know the strategy, I'm giving you that's part of the strategy. Look at what price does. Breaks on the other side of the range. What would you be doing? Okay, let's actually do this. So you'd be auto chart, right? You'd be looking at about that many candles. There's one win. What would you do here? Price dips right back down. So there's one win right there. Here's another win. It would dip below the center line. You're on the other side of the range. You flipped, right? You lost those 2 trades. Maybe you even held those 2. That's fine. You lost it. Now you're coming back with more sizing. Why? Because that fits with the high time frame direction. But do you see how that works? Isn't that crazy? It's a little weird. That's a little weird. So and maybe I go light sizing if I'm not, you know, confident in it. But that's the whole point. Did I have to look at structure? Now look, check this out, guys. Look at how much structure is in here. Good luck. Do you see what I'm saying? Good luck, man. You want to try to, break, change a character. Oh, flip, fake out. Oh, wait for the 50% Fibonacci, blah, blah, blah. You're not that smart. The smartest people literally in the world of finance are analysts and traders. You are not that smart. I am not that smart. You know, but one thing we have over the institutions and all the guys that got the most money is we have the ability to do whatever we want when we want to do it. They cannot do that. They're slow to act, guys. So we can whoop on them. We can get way more returns than an institution or hedge fund. I mean, we could get 100 times more returns because they're slow, okay? And so you have that advantage. You have the advantage of speed, believe it or not. You think that the institutions have magic robots that trade for them and stuff. They don't. They're very slow. It's not like they don't make hasty decisions. When they make a decision, they stick with it like a good leader, right? A good leader is not really swayed by other people's opinion. So when they make a decision, you know, they're sticking with it. They're not swayed easily. A weak leader is somebody who makes a lot of decisions fast and is swayed by other people's opinions. All right, who's liking the session this morning? What's up, everyone? What's up? All right, what's going on? We're back. We're back into the now. I was doing a little replay action. What is this? What are these crowns that you guys have on your names? What is this? This is pretty cool, man. James is #1. I see that. This must be new. It's like, do you guys see these crowns? Top fans? Oh, this is dope. Okay. So I can like see who's most active. Okay. Awesome, dude. That's cool. Right on. All right. Well, James, congratulations for being #1. Let's go. Let's go, my man. Okay. So getting into the 8 o'clock candle here. Let's, we didn't really finish our analysis before I went deep. I went deep diving. But hopefully that puts it into perspective. Like if you're really caught up in like some idea that you're going to like figure out the market and the structure, you're wasting your life. You're literally wasting your time. You'll never figure it out. The market's random. You need to go read a book or watch. God dang it, I'm not gonna forget his name, but there's a great guy. He talks about being consistent in the world of chaos. I have to find this video and I'll share it with you guys in here in a second. But I saw this device recently too, man. I know this is kind of off topic, but I think it's so relevant, and I just want to prove a point. Like, I know I already proved the point, but I want to just show you something. Hold on. Random small, like they're like small balls, random small balls, creating wave. I don't know, like, is it gonna pop up? I don't know if it is. It's this device, okay, and not device, it's just like a little, looks like a little toy. I forget the name of it. Maybe I should ask ChatGPT. Yeah, I might ask ChatGPT here. Hold on. I gotta do it. Hold on. What's that device where little tiny balls go through and bounce randomly and it creates a wave? You gotta see this. It's really cool, dude. Because it's creating Galton board. This is it right here. God, I love ChatGPT. Dude, ChatGPT AI, man. Holy mackerel. Right here. Check this out, guys. Right? So this is what is it called? A Galton board. There it is. So you got all these balls. Do you see this over here? All these balls falling randomly, and they're bouncing off of all. They could go any direction, but look at what they form. A perfect wave down there. You guys see that? I'm gonna pause it right there. Yeah, so this proves a point that there is consistency in randomness, right? And so it's interesting because the same as price action. Price action creates these waves, but yet it's totally random and chaos. And like, that's how our minds work. So, you know, it's just kind of chaos. But yeah, that Galton board, thousands of little, you know, tiny balls are dropping and randomly bouncing, and it creates a wave. I just thought it was really relevant. I don't know, maybe the video I saw hit me different. But anyways, okay. 8 o'clock candle, 8:01. Now let's zoom into like the 30-minute time frame. Why the 30-minute time frame? Just to get an idea of what happened overnight. We could turn on the Asia session range and just kind of look and see like what happened, right, in the sessions. And sometimes I like to go to the 15-minute. You can go to the 15. You can use whatever time frame you're comfortable with. I'll use the 15 just for now, so we see a little bit more candles. But we can see what? We can see that Asia was very consolidating. Took a win off of Asia. Who got a win last night off of Asia's session? Type W. I know there was, what, 13 people in the Asia session last night. I popped my head in there, y'all. I popped my head in there. I took a little dub with you. I was ready to, by the way, post my trade, but nobody posted in the group that I saw last night. So I was like, what the hell? Everyone got a win. Just shows you how active people really are. Great. Now Elaine is mad at me. Lewis is mad at me. I'm not calling you guys out. I'm just saying. I didn't see any W's posted, and I was ready to post mine under yours. All right. Anyways, so we can see that Lewis. We can see that Asia is consolidating. We took out. Did we take out previous day's low? I don't think we did. No. Came close to previous day's low, and then kind of bounced up from there. Now, it's funny, you know, I talked to you about randomness and everything, and how the market, you know, you get a lot of traders, market loves to take previous daily high and low and stuff like that. To me, it's all random. In fact, if you do look at something like volume, that's not the volume I'm looking for. Let me show you what I mean. Like this volume profile range, like this, right? Yeah, so, I mean, it is proven. You can just look and see the least amount of volume are at these levels, not the most, you know what I'm saying? So people say liquidity hunt and everything. Well, this proves that wrong in that case. Now, this is traded volume. So I don't know, man, like I do see that price grabs lows and highs. I understand that. But what I'm trying to tell you is I don't know if it's just random or just psychological. I don't really trade that way. I'm not trying to catch a falling knife or a shooting star. I want to go on the backs of the dragon. I want to ride. Like, you're going up? Okay, I'm not going to fight you. I want to ride with you. You know what I mean? Like, trying to catch, I get it. It's so sexy when you catch a reversal and you get the tip and you get like a 20 to 1 R. I get it, man. It's a great feeling, trust me. But I found more consistency in my trading with just figuring out, like I showed you earlier, the momentum, that momentum trick that I just showed you. That's the key, man. That has turned everything, that mixed with the full strategy with what I'm going to show you today live, and what I do every day is, you know, it's giving you an edge because you have multiple entry points. You're grading the position, so you're not just like, oh, I'm just going to risk 1% per trade. And you have just an advantage to win. So Asia, London took out Asia, expanded, and now we should be looking for potential either 2 scenarios to happen. New York to grab and pull and reverse, a reversal play, or a potential downward move to, like what I see right here, would be like a shelf from a structure standpoint, and then higher highs. And then the last option today would be a range day, which isn't out of the question. It would just look more like some type of move up or down. We don't know what direction, but more rangy. So you'd be stuck in this range, potentially maybe even a widening cone, because, you know, hey, if I just, you know, if I take like, or a channel, yeah, I mean, it could be like, here's a little, I'm just looking for patterns, you know what I mean? It's not that it doesn't mean anything, but yeah, a little bit of a squeeze pattern, you know, if you're into that sort of thing, you know, we could have a little squeeze pattern. Maybe we take the high low and kind of squeezing here on the 15-minute time frame. Probably look better on the 30. Yeah, looks better on the 30, but something like this, you know. So I mean, I don't really see much there to squeeze, to sink my teeth into. A squeeze pattern just means compression. I do see that trend line on top. I don't trade trend lines. Could it be a break and retest and we're out of here? Maybe. But yeah, I'm waiting for the 15-minute range to form. 8:30 candle. Once that opens, the market is open, and I'll wait for the first 15-minute range to form. As far as, you know, daily bias, let's go ahead and zoom out. We did this earlier as an experiment, so we'll do it again. We want to look at about 3 days worth of price action, and we're just asking ourselves who's in control. And you can see that, you know, obviously the biggest pushes, the most vertical pushes, are the downward to the downside. You have this nice drop right here that kind of outweighs everything. And in fact, that entire move, just from a wave standpoint, is where most price action is being traded. So isn't that interesting? So most price action is being traded inside of this vertical drop. I get it, no news, no volume. And what is this telling me? This is telling me indecision. This is telling me that there's no catalyst for price really going past this, and we need something. So are we going to get that today? I'm not betting on it. We have FOMC minutes. That's not going to, that we already know what's in the report. We already know what the decision was. I don't think that's going to do anything. Could Trump tweet something? Could we get some tariff news? Possibly, because remember, those tariffs, time was up. All right, so we could get something there. And then what's tomorrow? Well, we have jobless claims tomorrow. I'm not really thinking much there. Now, we do have 3 Fed speakers tomorrow. Walker might move the market a little, but I don't know if there's any new news that we're gonna find. The next is July 15th, which is next week. And they have the OPEC monthly report. That'll be interesting. But yeah, again, just not really much of anything. US tariff start. So on July 31st, I know it's kind of a ways out, okay, towards the end of the month, we just have like very little news, you know. There's not much. I think it's all wrapped around these tariffs, guys. Got to keep your ear to the ground. But the US tariffs start July 31st, and then US-China tariff deadline is August 11th. And I know it's further out, but man, that's a big one. You know, it's our number 3 trade partner, if you didn't know. You know who our number 1 trade partner is? I didn't realize this, but Canada. And then it goes UK and then China. It's funny, nobody knew anything about trade before the tariffs. Now everybody's an expert on trade. Anyways, those 3 countries aren't going too well as far as negotiations right now. So we're hoping that we get some type of news, man. As far as price action, I'm not doing anything in this range. I'm not doing anything right now. I'll be waiting for a potential curve here on Crazy Horse. I might take on the bands. I might take a scalp, which is different than, just to be clear, scalp trade would be, for me, different than the ORB Crazy Horse strategy. The strategy consists of multiple positions potentially being added if they meet the criteria on our checklist. This is what this is what gives us such an edge, because we have a high win rate. Most traders are they want a tight stop loss, and they're just going to get paper cutted out, and they're never going to actually get profitable. So instead of that, we have multiple positions that we can add, as long as it meets the criteria, as long as it's confirmed, and so I'll be looking for that. All right, that's all I got. Who smashed the like button this morning? If that's you, you are a gentleman or a gentle lady and a scholar, and I appreciate you. It's gonna be a good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's Big Bag Wednesday. You hear that little ticking? Tick, 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 tick. The high ticking. For those of you that don't know, I got Tick Strike over here, and it's part of the Financial Juice platform, and it basically tells us that there are large buys coming in the S&P 500. So it's like you're putting sound with price action. It's super interesting. I like it. I kind of like it. It's kind of gets annoying after a while, but if I'm sort of looking at something else or whatever, and I hear that, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of buys coming through, and you'll see that's for the NASDAQ. I mean, for the for S&P 500, but you'll see the NASDAQ, react because they do correlate. So in case you were wondering what that ticking was. Okay, anyone have any questions? Any questions? All right, we're gonna be waiting. If you have a question, type it in chat. Questions about the strategy or whatever, I'm not like, what random questions for Mike. What's your favorite ice cream? No, just questions about the strategy. Okay. Do you suggest using your orb on crypto? Absolutely, man. Yeah. The problem with it would be you'll see if you go and you start testing on Bitcoin just does not move anything like the NASDAQ. So the issue with the orb is there is no open market for crypto. It's 24/7. You see, so 830 is the reason why I like the NASDAQ, right? Is because at 830 is very predictable. We're going to have volume. You know what I'm saying? And so you're not going to really get that with crypto. It's not consistent at all, right? It sometimes just doesn't even move. And so you're not really going to get that type of consistency and sort of predictability with crypto. But is it better than you guessing? Yeah, it's way better than you guessing, I promise. There's ways to use the band for scalping. If you want to learn, everything is in my description in the video. So you can join the free group and you can actually learn exactly what we do. I have people that come in. I've had hundreds and hundreds of traders at this point that I've worked with. We have so many profitable people in our group now. It's crazy. People getting funding payouts consistently, all that stuff, using the strategy. But I always approach it like this, brother. I always say, and this is YY in chat, right? Or VY, sorry. Why trade anything else when this works? You know what I'm saying? Why would I want to go trade gold if I'm consistently profitable on the NASDAQ? Why would I want to go and trade crypto? Why? So I can call myself a crypto trader, right? Did you tell your friends and family that you had to trade crypto and now you're going to be embarrassed if you don't? What's the problem? You know what I mean? Are you scared of the NASDAQ or something? You know what I mean? Like, it would just be like you just don't know what you don't know. That's all. And so, like, I don't know, man. Like, I traded crypto for years, literally 4 years. I traded crypto 4 years. And I won a lot. I did have my biggest wins trading crypto, but I had my biggest losses too. And it's very manipulative, and I could never wrap my head around it personally. I know some guys do really well. Yeah, man, when you go from crypto here, this is what I believe, like I think this is, if you come from like a crypto Forex background, this is what I believe the journey is. I believe it's like crypto first, because it's easy, it gets you involved, everyone wants to make $1 million, it's very low hanging fruit, and gamblers like me, I'm like, I'm in. And I made the most money I've ever made in my life with crypto, not trading in the sense of what we're doing, but in projects. You know what I'm saying? It changed my life. That's my story. And I spent a lot of that money trying to learn how to day trade, you know, multiple 6 figures trying to learn how to day trade. Lost it. And then the progression was crypto to Forex. And when I went over to Forex, I started trading gold. I was like, wow, gold is so much better, so much more predictable. And it is. It's way more, because it correlates with the US dollar. And this was years ago when it was really negatively correlating well. And so my whole thing was dollar up, gold down, dollar down, gold up. Very simple. And I would find different entry model. I didn't know about ICT or any of that crap. But the progression, right? I'm showing you the progression. Then, you know, MetaTrader, everyone canceled their MetaTrader accounts. That fell out from under. So it was like, what do we do? Oh crap, you know. And I went from gold, hence my group is called the Midas Touch, King Midas, gold. Put the 2 and 2 together, right? So it started with me trading gold, getting profitable. I was profitable with gold for the first time ever. And my mentor, I was gonna quit, man. And but you know, he trades gold and he trades a couple other things, so I started trading gold and I started winning with his strategy. And I was hedging, I was doing hedge trades as well. And so long story short, then a couple years ago, you know, I link up with my buddy Troy, and you know, I start testing futures and testing the NASDAQ, and it's like, whoa, this is so much better than gold, because it's more predictable. You know what I'm saying? And so that should be better. And so I was like, dang, you know, I've been missing the boat, man. Why haven't I been trading the NASDAQ? And the S&P is even more predictable, dude. And so I think back on, like, you don't know what you don't know. So yeah, when I see those questions in chat, like, does this work for this? Does this work for that? Sure, man. But it may not be as predictable, as good. You know what I'm saying? You can use any, look guys, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying. You can use any entry model that you want. Entry model, what does that mean? Well, I don't know, ICT 2022, SMC, you know, smart money concepts like Fibonacci retracement from swing high to swing low, wait for the 50% or the golden pocket. You can use whatever entry model you want. But what's your freaking trade idea, man? What's the idea? You know what I'm saying? What's the idea, dog? Do you see what I'm getting at? What's your idea? Oh, I don't know. That's just the entry model that I learned from this YouTuber over here that showed he had some payouts. Oh, he turned out to be a fraud. Sorry. You know, like, that's typically what it is. It's like, I learned this entry model from some BS, you know, somebody who doesn't even do it live, somebody who just was already proven to be a fraud. And you learn the entry model, you apply it, you have no real reasoning. And my question is, well, if your stop loss gets hit, did that ruin your idea? Was that like, is that where it should have been? Oh no, that's just because I needed a 1 to 5 or a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 1.5. You know what I'm saying? You were just taught this like a monkey. You're just following orders. You know what I'm saying? There's no real trade idea. That's the problem. You know what I mean? So you have to, yeah, you have to get out of that, man. So with all that being said, I do what I know it works on best, and that's the NASDAQ. And I like the NASDAQ because she can take off, and I get these runners that are crazy. And we use the shelf method to trail, and it's great. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's you know, but I'm real passionate about teaching and kind of showing a different way to be profitable. Nobody's doing what I'm doing. Nobody. I've never seen anybody do what I'm doing, online at least, and doing it live. Nobody's gonna do that. So, and we crush it. I've had 6 red days all year, man. And a lot of the people in the group right now trade live with me. If you want to learn what we're gonna do, the link is in the description, like I said. And I literally give it away. Do I give it away, guys? Do I red hot chili pepper it and give it away now? Yeah, I do, because there's enough space, bro. There's tons of room in the market for all of us to win. And my dream life is to help people make money myself. I had a beautiful Monday. That was awesome. And yeah, man, I think that simplifying, I'm not the world's greatest trader. I never claimed to be. I don't care to be. Nor do I want to be. But if I can make 15 grand on a Monday and chill on a Tuesday, made money yesterday, and just have fun with it, that's my life, dude. I got 2 kids. I play golf. I teach. I want my students to be good. I don't do this game of like ads and all this crap where it's just like a money grab. I don't have $1,000 course. It's $47 to join my main group, bro. With the value I'm giving and everything that we're doing, and I'm proud of that. I don't want to raise the price. I don't need to raise the price. Like, I do what I actually make money trading. Isn't that correct? That's a kind of a weird thought, right? I started with a $99,000 account. I'm not saying I'm rich. I'm not saying I made millions this year. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to boast and brag or whatever. You know what I mean? But I am just laying down the facts. My $99,000 account that I started in the beginning of the year that I've shown you guys live. Let me just open it up real quick. 137,000. I started that in March. 137,000. Not bad. I had a $15,000 Monday. Let's go. You know, and I got another account too, but it's a smaller account. I kind of go a little bit more aggressive with that. That's at 20K right now. You know, so that's cool. But yeah, man, you just got to do you, baby. You know, don't over leverage, stay in the game. I got this little funded account right here, right? So let me see here. Let me go to full chart. Does this work? Hold on. Let me see. I don't know why that's not working. Let me get the full chart up there. There we go. There we go, baby. Who likes the full chart view? That's kind of nice. Yeah, so I got this account here. 150K account. This is at 152,958. So 152,958. I'm going to try to bring that to one. Look, I was kind of like messing around with the props a little bit because, you know, I do think that our strategy could really work for pretty much everyone. Just you need a little bit more drawdown. You can't do like the 50Ks. It's not enough drawdown, even with the micros. I feel like maybe it could be, but it's gonna take you a long time. I think with the 150K, you know, you get a $3,500 daily drawdown. There's no trailing drawdown with what I'm looking at, and yeah, man. I think honestly, look, I mean, I'm using Tradeify, right? I'm using Tradeify. You like the full chart? Nice. All right. I'm using Tradeify, 150K. I want sim to funding, right? So it's like as soon as I hit, I'm getting a payout. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to mess around and do the whole, you know, challenge, then the actual thing, then now you're in a fly. It was like another step. So I did pay for it. You know, you're paying like $400 or $500. So you do pay for it, you know what I'm saying? But the good news is it gives you a lot of wiggle room. Like six grand is my total max drawdown. Like I'd blow this account. I'm not like, I can avoid that very, very, very easily. So I feel like, yeah, man, I just feel like it's a good way to go. Yeah, anybody trade using the ORB with different indices? Yeah, they definitely do. Let me go back up though. Let me go back up. What's my handicap for golf? I typically shoot like around 80. Like, what was my last score? 86 was my last. Yeah, I'm not very good. You know, I just recently, I feel like I can break 80. I'm like, yesterday I went to play I went to Top Golf with my buddy. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, I saw this video of this perfect swing. If you play golf, you'll appreciate this. But I saw this video. Even if I go to like my homepage on YouTube, you'll see there's probably like golf. Look, there's a lot of karate stuff because I've been watching these guys interview karate masters. It's awesome. It's like a hidden gem on YouTube, man. You see some insane work. Oh, this guy's amazing, by the way. Chuck Adams. He just auditioned for AGT. So he's amazing, dude. Chuck Adams, yeah. Okay, so I guess it doesn't. Here's the shorts. I bet you. Yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy. I've been watching so many of his videos. So I watched this guy. Let me make sure it's him. Yeah, watch the swing. Look at the swing, dude. Look at how easy it is, right? It's crazy, man. These are all different. His swing is incredible. So I just went to Topgolf yesterday, and I'm not gonna say I swing like him, but my swing was better than it's ever been. I've been playing a long time, and all I did was kind of mirror what I thought this guy was doing, and it's amazing. I'll never go back. I was crushing it. I was hitting like 320-yard drives straight, which is really good for me. So I'm super pumped to get back out on the course and play. But yeah, that guy's like my hero right now. Okay, yeah, not trying to kill it. Exactly. It's just all in the hinge and the whip, you know. All in the hinge, all in the whip. When I'm using automatic sizing like that, the amount of candles that are on the screen are about 80 to 120. I don't want too much volume from previous sessions unless it was just the previous session. Like if it goes from London to New York, I do want to see London session. I'll put that in. But if it's died down, if I'm in a consolidation range and there's this crazy volume next to me, I'll zoom in to more of just like the consolidation area, because I don't want to have too much distance based on something that happened prior, not, you know, in a non-New York environment. So VY says, so you suggest using your orb on crypto markets or not? Man, I just went through a whole thing, bro. I literally just went through the whole thing. All right. I don't know. Yes, I'm not going to suggest anything. I traded on the NASDAQ, homie. So I suggest trading it on the NASDAQ. That's what I suggest, because I do that, right? I don't trade it on crypto, but I have other guys in the group that use it for crypto, that use it for oil, for gold, for Euro USD, you know. So I can't vouch for anything else, man. Just come in the group. Like, what's the problem? Get your butt in the group and go learn. Ask other people. Like, make a post in the group. You're gonna get all sorts of people posting back, and you're gonna see, like, we're a real community. Are we a real community, guys? Like, we're actually real community people talking. Yes, we're very active, bro. Very active. One of the best on Skool, if not the best on Skool. I don't know another community doing it like us, dude. I have so many people who have joined our group, and they're like, it's not me. I don't do anything. This is their group. You know what I'm saying? And they come to me and they're like, yo, I've been in so many different communities, and this is just hands down like killer. So much better than a Discord. Like, this makes Discord look like child's play. It does. Anyways. Oh, so Robert says, does anyone use it on different indices? Yeah, man. We have people that use it on the ES. What up, Troy? Can you hear me?
Hey, what up?
What up, Doggy?
Yep.
Just been on here, rapping, you know, rapping, sing a little bit, I'm dancing.
Open imbalance.
All right. We got 2 minutes until
Are we on TikTok?
just backtest
Are we on
it.
TikTok,
Yeah.
dog?
No, we're not on TikTok. I couldn't get things going, but I got it. It'll be set up. It'll be set up. Yeah. There were more steps that I had to take in order to make it happen. And in fact, way more complicated than I thought, but that's okay. I'm like halfway done. So I think TikTok,
Halfway there. Good.
X, both of those will be live on. Yeah, I know. I was really pumped. I even created the stream last night, if you saw, ahead of time. Yeah, I was really pumped, but I couldn't figure it out. It's not working. It's like it's done, but it's not working. I'm doing something wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Anyways. All right, guys. So market's about to open here. There's the bell. Ding, ding, ding.
Open imbalance.
Here we go.
100, buy side 340 million, NASDAQ 100, sell side of 29 million, Dow 30, buy side 113 million.
Wow, look at that move up.
7, sell side of 13
Nice
million.
little move, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we getting after it. Smash the like button if you're ready to get after it with us today, baby. If you have not smashed it, then just tap it. You know, just lightly get that YouTube algae going. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to get a couple hundred people in here today. That'd be pretty cool. We're gonna win. It's Big Bag Wednesday. You know how we do it. We're gonna have a dub. And you guys on the side, I already know people are doing their thing. You know what I mean? I have no qualms with that. You do you. Who's already got a dub for the day? Be honest. Be honest. Be honest. Somebody's already got a dub for the day. I already know it. I had a dub during Asia, so that kind of counts, doesn't it? I've enjoyed watching the community grow and being a part of it. Thanks, Frank. You're amazing, bro. You're the OG. Frank has been in the Midas Touch for quite a while. Daryl did it. Tom did it. Andre did it.
Anybody but
Let's go.
Too late in quotations, most likely referring to Powell.
So somebody said you'd like the full screen. Do you guys like the full chart? Do you guys like this? It has its moments. It has its place. It's kind of nice seeing the full chart. I kind of like it. I don't have the pressure of doing my hair. If I do that, this is going to save me a lot of time. Maybe I should put a poll up. When we're in something serious, I'll put the full screen.
All right, so she took out yesterday's high and looks like she might be going for Monday's high, so the week high. And will she get up to previous week's high? I don't know, but I can definitely see where she's wanting to go grab right now. I still think, I don't know why I am. I mean, if this candle, this 1 hour candle closes up above here, up above the highs, then we got to expect higher prices. But if she doesn't, I'm still looking at sell side liquidity below us. That's just me.
Yeah.
But look at this candle. Pretty big.
Yeah.
Let's see if she can hold it,
she's
though.
Looking nice. Yeah, 43 points.
Let's see what's on the. Yeah, there's a baby wick.
You know why she looks so gigantic? Is because we haven't had pretty much any volume the last couple of days. So compared to, last couple of days, yes. But yeah, 43.15 minute. I mean, sometimes we get 40.5 minute candles, which is what that is.
Yeah.
What'd you say, old man? You seeing something else? What are you seeing, dog? Let me get those glasses.
There's a little bit of a volume divergence. Almost makes me feel like this is just a fake out move, you know, just to take people out.
I think we're going higher a little bit. I would bet on it, but yeah, man, this could be a breakout. I mean, it looks like a breakout, obviously, but volume doesn't lie, right? So, and we just have to wait and see because, you know, it takes time. It takes time for volume to set in place and for the market to show you the true colors. Could she go higher? Yeah. I think target, you know, I mean, this 8 seconds for this 5-minute candle to close, and we just turned blue again. So obviously showing that upward momentum. If we zoom out, who's in control? Sellers, right? Sellers are in control. How do I know that? Well, you missed the whole training. Rewind this video when I'm done. Go watch it. It's great. It's what we did. At least I thought it was great. I was just trying to show you guys like how to spot momentum, push, and you know, how to spot who's in control without using structure, because structure will fake you out. There's a move higher. No bottom wick on the candle, but nice aggressive moves higher. That's what we're seeing. And you can see the imbalances. Yeah, I mean, buy side is major. S&P is plus 357 mil.
We got news at 1. Let's see. So we got news at 2 o'clock. FOMC meetings, meeting minutes. So it's just what they're going to talk about, I guess.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's going to do much of anything. It's just going over why they made the decisions that they made. Why did they do it? We know why. We know. Yeah, just waiting for this 15-minute range to form, guys, gals. We got the first 5-minute candle. We're waiting for the rest to form. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Nvidia near a $4 trillion market cap. That's crazy. Yeah, Nvidia's out of control today. You know, you can go through and look at the rest of the market. Probably looking okay, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Nvidia's just Nvidia, but SMCI I would imagine has a good day if Nvidia does well. VIX is down. Yeah, I took a look at the VIX last night.
Nvidia shares rising
Yeah.
1% out the open.
This is good. Good for buying. Yeah, I think we go higher. Just based off of the volatility index dropping down below now 19. So this is good. Whenever you see the volatility index dropping, you know your option longs are looking much better. And probability goes way up. They have a good day, good green day. Yeah, I mean, we've been consolidating, man, so it makes sense to pop out. Nvidia is just on a freaking tear right now. It's already 2% up and gapped up. What kind of news did Nvidia have? That's what my question is. I think it has some more to do with the chip tariffs, exceptions with the tariffs, specifically the chips. It's interesting that gold hasn't backed down too much. I mean, she's backed down, but not like incredibly. What up, Tron? Good morning. Tron, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Tron in our community is a funded trader using the ORB. He's had $10,000 days. So when you talk about does this work for prop, we have living proof. Yes, it does. I'm bragging on you, Tron. Lots of buys still coming through. I hear that ticking. All three indices are up. James says bear trap. Yeah, maybe. Nvidia carried the market last time. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Lots of buys still coming through. On a tear. Nice expansive range here. We got 78 points. To the other side of the range where I would consider possibly an invalidation is approximately 150 points. So if it's your first time trading with us or you haven't traded with us before very much, you want to use a demo account, get used to the sizing, get used to the way that we're trading and looking at the markets, because it is different. And if you want to learn more about it, this is our free community that you see in the right-hand corner, bottom right. And you can join for free. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yes, some people give free value. I know. And so we actually teach you the strategy in here. You take a deep dive with it. Link is in the description, guys, gals, ladies, gentlemen. So just throwing that out there. If you want to learn what we're doing, go over there and check it out. So we'll ask ourselves one more time, who's in control? From a price action perspective, now it looks like buyers are in control from price action, right? Which is always leading. But this is why you could get faked out, because price action could break structure, pull back, and now your momentum just isn't there, right? So we want to wait. We want to wait. This blue vertical line is looking great. If this continues, then buyers will remain in control. And
rising here is CoreWeave spikes, as they're to offer NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs at scale. So CoreWeave shares are up this morning in pre-market as well, extending now out of the open, after the cloud computing provider said that it would offer NVIDIA's RTX Pro 600 Blackwell GPUs at scale.
well, there you go. So obviously they knew before we did, because this news is instant as soon as it comes out, and we saw that crazy buying. So obviously,
well, that news from CoreWeave did originally come out around 8:30 a.m. Eastern time this morning.
Oh, well, there you go. He just said that news originally came out earlier at around 8:30 Eastern time this morning, so about an hour ago. So it already came out. So, but that's why you see NVIDIA pumping. Isn't that nice to have news tell you what actually is going on, so you can, so that you don't think that this is just the algo, the ICT algo. It had to do this, guys. Had to go take out the highs. Who's saying that this morning? Some idiot. Yeah, it had to, you know. They did. Anyways, I just think it's funny. Let's turn this down. All right. Yeah, I mean, we could see like a bigger move because of that, just because of NVIDIA. I mean, $4 trillion company. That's insanity. That is just crazy. Like, think of it like this, right? The second largest debt in the nation is student loan debt, sitting at around 1.6 trillion. NVIDIA could pay off everyone's student loan in the United States. That's crazy. That's the second largest debt in the nation. That's crazy. All right, so we got about a minute to go before the 15-minute range is formed. And we just kind of want to be thinking, you know, where would invalidation be? And what are the entries to get in, right? So because we're having like an expansive move, there's a lot of volume in it. We want to be mindful of the range, right? And sizing. So I'm going to just put the invalidation, not looking at measuring or anything, just where does it need to go? Well, we're expanding up. you know, I want to have a little bit of protection with the bands, being able to add. And I know that even if price takes a little, if it takes a little bit, like 30 minutes, whatever, maybe even an hour or more, then this band will move up. I know that, right?
So for a bit of context
I know I
behind
can
market cap growth in Nvidia here. So they were founded obviously in '93. They first passed the $2 trillion market cap February of 2024, and they only hit $3 trillion in June. And again, we're already at $4 trillion now in early July.
Market cap growth. But anyways, I want to put my invalidation zone where it's protected, but I can press a little bit just because I know this band is going to move up. So I'm thinking right about here, which is about 150 points. So we have a nice expansive move. Now this next 5-minute candle, if we break the highs outside the range, what I'll be doing is going long here. This goes and falls in line with my higher time frame analysis, which is if you go to the 1 hour and you just zoom out a little bit, you can see that bulls are in control, right? It is an uptrend on a higher time frame. We also have a 6 candle right now. So this looks to be like it could be a plus setup, which we haven't had in a long time. We're going to be looking at about 35 points. Going to be looking at about 35 points. So what does this mean? Well, you need to do the math on what you're comfortable with either A, just using a hard stop, or B, waiting until invalidation zone gets hit with the potential ability to add. And we don't know where these are going to be because it's not about distance. We're adding at equilibriums based on the bands. And what this allows us to do is have a much higher hit rate. So our win rate increases, our profit factor increases. So we don't really have to worry that sometimes, yeah, it does reverse. Sometimes, yes, you're going to lose. But those times are very rare. In fact, for me personally, 6 times to be exact in 2025. And we're sitting here in July 9th. So I'd say that's pretty good. And so, yeah, I think you have to understand sizing more than anything. Now for me, I'm going to be trading the 150K account over here. I also have my private account that I'm trading over here on the right. And I'll be executing trades on both. My live account, excuse me, my main account, my cash account over here. So I'll be doing both. Okay, 6 candle rules looking pretty good. We got about 2 minutes for this candle to close. If this closes outside the 15-minute range, then I'll be putting this on here, showcasing the long, and I will be buying and executing orders in here as well. So what I can do is sort of get prepared for that and start messing with my sizing in here to see what I want to risk and what my potential gain is. So 1700 all the way to stop. This means I'd be risking a full 3500 if I were to leave it at 5. If I were to add to my positions, right? There's no way that that wouldn't equal somewhere around 3500. So I know that. This is an A+ setup. So I like that. I don't want to put the full, I don't want to put my entire bag on the line. 1800, so that's probably 20, that's half. So if I added right here, that's going to be, you know, double that, 3 grand. It's kind of excessive. Yeah, go back down to 5.
Yeah, and you got the all-time highs like right there too. So
yeah.
You could tap it, go up, and then come back. So it could be a quick move.
No bottom wick. So if I put 22,900 in, gives me 49 points. So a little bit, yeah, 49 points. Okay. I'm going to still keep it at 35. This is one company breaking out, essentially, from what I saw earlier. Literally one company breaking out. And so I'm going to keep it at 5 at 35. We're going to be closing this candle here. So I'll be buying. There's the buy.
In 10 minutes time now, at the top of the hour, we see the release of the US wholesale inventories month over month. This is the May final read. So the forecast is minus 0.3% on the prior minus 0.3%, range of 0% to minus 0.3%.
Okay, guys, so in this trade here,
on the prior 0.1%. So US stocks are extending gains now with the NASDAQ up 1%.
All right. Turn that guy down a little bit. Okay, so we're in the trade. 6 candle rule is looking pretty good. All-time highs are right here. What Troy said is right. We could just pop up, grab the highs. He's absolutely right. We could break past the highs. What I'll be doing is I'm going to sell a little bit up here at the highs. Probably going to sell. I'm going to sell 3 up here at the highs. I'll hang on to 2 contracts and see if we can't pump. If you're really nervous about those all-time highs, you're in profit right now, you could scale out of the trade a little bit right now. Don't let me, this is what I'm doing, right? Don't let me sway you from your gut feeling. We have pumped quite a bit. I would say target for this is going to be somewhere near these highs just because of that 6 candle rule as well. So we're looking really good. But those highs are right there. So if you're nervous about that, I totally understand. And, you know, I get that. What I'm doing and what you do might be different, okay? So you don't have to follow me if you don't want to. I'm not forcing anyone to do anything. Nice vertical push right here. We're looking for about 35 points to the upside. And if she fades back, we have a plan for that too. Because we've already made the move up. We've already made a nice move up. And I put my stop loss in a place that is about, oh, it's a little deeper. But I could see it. I see these bands kind of shifting higher as price pulls back. So it's a discretionary thing. I'm per CH. I understand that. If it's going to hit 49, why not 35? Just saying. I'm comfortable with 35. All-time highs are right there. You know, I'd really be hoping for price to just break out and totally like, you know, scream 10 points higher than 35. That's all. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, all-time highs right there. You hear the cells coming through, that knock, that deep knocking, that those are cells. Knock, 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 knock. Yeah, we got a 6 candle rule. That looks nice. We got momentum. That looks nice. We got our higher time frame on our side. That looks nice. And if I zoom out and ask myself who's in control, if this continues like this, I mean, buyers will step right back in. This is actually, in my opinion, pretty much inevitable at this point. We're here. We're probably going to be here on the blue line no matter what. We'd have to reverse hard right now So it's 159 points. If I go over here to this move down, that's 46 points. Okay, so now this move is still 210 points. It could go further than that. I mean, if we break the highs and keep going here for the next 30 minutes to an hour, then this blue line is going to definitely be, it's going to match this over here. It just needs to be, it needs to settle up here and not reverse. As long as that happens, buyers will step back in control on a smaller time frame. Because this is what, Monday? Yeah, that's 5 days ago. That's 5 days ago. So this is actually last Thursday.
At the top of the hour, we see the release of the US wholesale inventories month-over-month May final read. Forecast minus 0.3% on the prior minus 0.3%, and the wholesale sales forecast 0.2%. Seeing that Germany's Chancellor Merz and France's President Macron are scheduled to meet during the week of July 21st. Again, top of the hour, get the wholesale sales as well. Month-over-month forecast 0.2% on the prior 0.1%.
Nice, Tron. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I kind of had a little bit of a reservation here on going extremely hard just because we're still within that range, man. So do I think we break the highs? Yes. Do I think we grab them and pull down? It's a 50-50, you know? I don't know if we break out or if we just grab and pull, but I'm willing to gamble and bet that we go higher just based off of, obviously, Crazy Horse and the orb. So this is the first position of the orb. Guys, if you're just trading this, you're going to lose. If you do not have the full system, you're going to lose. You're not going to win, okay? So don't think you're joining the stream and you're catching this one move. Even if this hits, like if this hits, right, and we don't have any of the additional elements of our system at play, you won't understand why we keep winning. You'll just be like, the orb doesn't work. That's what you'll think. We're not trading the orb. The orb is just a directional bias. It's a temporary directional bias for us. That's all it is. It means nothing more. Okay? So for everyone, I just want to make that very clear. Yeah, I went a little lighter just because that move, that vertical push was, and then I knew we were close to the all-time high. I didn't know exactly where, but now seeing it, we're right there. So it went a little bit lighter. That way I'll have my additional positions that I can add without being in trouble. And hey, if I take this trade, I can always trail on a lower time frame. Take a little bit off and trail. So that's what I'm doing here. I have 3 that I'm going to peel off right there and trail. And by the way, for those of you that don't understand as well, like how do we get these? Are we just doing 1-to-1 trades? No, we trail price action. We use the shelf method. We might peel off a little bit, but we're squeezing the most out of these trades, guys. If you're not trailing, you're not growing. Anyways, I posted the link. It's pinned. Just make it easy, okay? It's in the description. It's in the comment section. It's our free group. You want to learn? Go check it out. So yeah, soft. This is what we call a soft stop. So if price gets right here, am I out? Do you see my sell order right there? No. Okay. So the answer is no. So starting out, it starts out at what you would consider a negative RR. It starts out that way. Doesn't have to end that way. In fact, if price grab this 3 position, I leave 2 and I trail up here, guess what I'm at? A much more positive RR. Especially if I don't peel off any orders. Which the only reason why I'm doing that is because this is the all-time high. So it starts that way, but that's just because we're letting the idea pan out and play out. We have a trade idea. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. A trade idea? You have a trade idea? Man, I was just taught these entry models. You know? So that's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. And as we add, if I do add to this position, right? And then price goes back in my direction, what do I increase? My profit factor, right? My win rate.
1 minute remaining now.
And I can trail that too. Ooh. Lots of options, baby. Lots of options.
10 seconds.
10 seconds for what? Dude, this guy counting down freaks me out. 10 seconds to launch?
Minus 0.3% as expected. Wholesale trade.
Oh, the wholesale inventory.
0.3%, minus 0.3%. Lower than forecast, 0.2%.
All right, we just tapped all-time highs.
Yeah, I think we grab.
See if she can push through a
little bit
bit.
Should be able to at least reach close to this target based on the 6 candle rule.
There she goes.
So that's all-time high.
Truth says our Fed rate is at least 3 points too high. Quote, unquote,
I'm
too
going
late is
to
costing
peel off a couple
US
contracts right there
$260
just
billion
beforehand.
per year in refinancing costs. No inflation, companies pouring into America.
I got
The
3
hottest
contracts
country in the world.
long. I'm keeping it lighter right here, guys. At this all-time high, I'm going to play it a little safer and go. We'll see if we can trail this, but this is where my head is at. And that's just me. Doesn't mean you have to do it. That's just what I'm doing. But I just want to show you what I'm doing. The logic behind it is that I like that initial push, but we have no bottom wick on this 5-minute candle. And if you understand my point of view, because you've been trading with me on how I feel about wick theory, we have no bottom wick here. We have no bottom wick here, right? And no bottom wick on this candle. So, and right over here too. So yeah, a bunch of no bottom wick candles. Now this is great. It's bullish. I love it. Keep going up, please. But we have to assume that price is going to go back and create those bottom wicks. Quite frankly, that would be a much better place for me to get in the long, right? If I really want to get in this, and what, like, well, where would you rather get in, at the top or down here? Down here, but we don't know if it's going to reverse. So that's why I don't want to exit the position totally. I'd like to get 3 or 4 hundo out of this. And if she's really bullish, she might break out and just keep riding here. So let's just see what she does. But this is my target as well. And that was almost tapped. If you understand the 6 candle rule, which I teach inside of what? The community, yes. Then you understand why I have this target up here. And this plays out just so much. I mean, it's amazing. Like, guys, I can't tell you how awesome it is to, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but just have a strategy with trading where I don't feel crazy. Like, I'll be honest with you, like, even the stuff that I was trading last year, like what I was doing with the unicorn model, which is that's my favorite, like, mechanical ICT model. It's really cool. But damn, dude, does it leave a lot of question marks? So I just, you know, being able to teach momentum is like, how do you do it, you know? Like, I'm the only guy on YouTube telling you to take price off the screen and just look at the MAs and find the most vertical impulsive MA, and that's the direction. Who else is saying that? Is anybody else saying to do, like, it just sounds retarded, but it just works. I don't know what to tell you. It just freaking works. You know, the orb gives us our little temporary direction. This is just the first move, but the orb isn't the strategy. That's not the orb is not, that's not my strategy. That's not what we do, right? It's the entire system. You have to have the indicator. You have to understand what the checklist is to get in on additional setups. That's it. And that's how I've managed to have only 6 red days this year, trading it live with the crew, right? Who is, let me do this, because we got a lot of members from the Midas Touch in here. If not everybody, I don't know. But who is a more profitable trader now that you are trading the strategy with us this year? Let me know in chat. If it's you, let us know. I'm just curious. I want to get a feel for the room. We got what, 163 people in here. If this strategy has made you a profitable, not like, oh yeah, I've learned a lot. Like, I know a lot of ICT traders who are like, you know, who are like, I feel like I've learned a lot. I don't know why I bang on ICT so much, but SMC, ICT, ABC, DFG, all. I have a lot of times traders will say, I learned so much. And my question is, did you make more money? You know, are you more profitable? And you just find out that no, well, but I'm learning. And it's like, dude, no, that's not how it works. You literally come into our community and literally day 2, you're more profitable. That's how it should work. Not like, I'm learning, I gotta go to school and study and like get a PhD in physics to understand. This is easy, guys. This is not hard, you know. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the best trader in the world. I'm not the richest trader in the world either. One day, maybe. You never know.
Additional Iran-related sanctions.
I think if you are a brand new to trading, it's going to take more than 2 days. But if you have like some knowledge of trading, then it shouldn't take you very long.
2 days.
But like if you don't even know what a candlestick is, yeah, I don't know, 2 days, pretty tough.
2 days. 2 days. I guarantee it. I put my stamp of approval.
You like how I come in here, guys, and bring in a reality sandwich?
Woo! 2 days.
You guys like that?
My next video is 2 days. I could get you profitable in 2 days. That's my next video. You know what it is, and I think creators do this sometimes, like YouTubers, even profitable. I think there's some profitable YouTube traders. I'm not banging on everybody, but I think we just get excited, man. I get super pumped, and I want to put out a video like that, like 2 days and I'll make you profitable. You know, like some type of clickbaity type of time. Because look, reality is, you're right. It's not going to take 2 days. For most people, it's not going to take a week or a month. But damn, dude, how much are you shortcutting with this system rather than going and trying to learn any other system you've tried? Come on, guys. You know, if you know the difference, if you know the contrast, then it's night and day, man. It's literally night and day. But yes, thank you, Troy, for keeping the reality sandwich.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We pretty much combined all of your experience and us working with other traders, over 600 traders. We kind of have a pretty good feel on what works, what doesn't, what people need, what people don't need. And we've pretty much just created our community and refined it to that point where you come in and you're getting exactly what you need, none of the BS, and you just follow the steps. And if you do, and you leave what you know out the door, you're going to get profitable. We get a lot of people that come in and they go through the training and they add what they like, something that they're doing, like trend line or something like that, and they're not profitable. And then they're like, all right, guys, I'm starting over. I'm going to leave everything that I know out the door, and I'm going to just focus on what you're teaching, get profitable. And then if you want to start adding your stuff, you can, but you got to understand and learn the system first.
Yeah.
Then you can start tinkering with adding what you know into the mix. But until then, just follow the rules. Yeah, I had a guy, DM me, and he joined and he just wanted to get the indicator. That's all he cared about. Like, bro, like, you need to go through the training.
Oh yeah.
Just having the indicator on your chart and then going in and backtesting on what you think is true, you're just setting yourself up for failure, man. Like, no community interaction, no asking for help, just me, my chart, and the indicator, no training. Like, dude, you're not going to be successful that way. Well, guess what? He left. Like, I can pretty much now, like, just in like 2 sentences, know if you're going to be a profitable trader or not, just based on how you have a conversation with me.
Yeah. Hey, I have a question for you, man, because I was seeing what you were saying earlier about the buffer, and I'm trying to figure out because, like, on my side, I'm not really sure what you mean, the buffer situation, because I'm looking at the settings, right? Nobody should be able to like rewind the video. It's all real time, and it's the lowest latency possible. Like, it doesn't get any better. So my stream health is excellent and healthy, and there's like no ability to rewind the video, which makes it only real time. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
So what, but okay, is it just like the time delay or something? Everything should be
No,
really,
it's not the time delay. It's you're speaking, and then there's a little wheel that starts spinning, boop, 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 boop. And then when I see the wheel spin, I see people commenting in YouTube
okay.
the same things happening to them.
Interesting. Okay.
But
All right.
in VDO, you know, here on the little VDO thing that where you're allowing me to be a part of the stream, there's absolutely no buffering, no lagging, no nothing. It's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
It's something to do with YouTube, I think.
Yeah. Okay. The spinning wheel of death. Yeah. Hey guys, 157 people in here, only 50 something likes. Come on, show some love for your boy, guys.
Yeah, it really helps us, guys, if you hit the like button. So get your fat thumb, get it out of your pocket, and just reach over there and go poop. That'd be great.
Do that again, Troy. What did they do?
They pull out their thumb, big fat thumb.
Yeah.
Pull it out of your mouth. Go smash the like button.
Go smash it, baby. Let's go. All right, all right, all right.
That just helps with the algorithm, guys. Just helps us out a little bit.
Yeah, before you got on today, I did a whole backtesting session, just so you know, showing momentum and, you know, I'm trying to get in people's heads and make them think different. That's all. I'm trying to get them to second guess what they like. I've been doing the same thing over and over. I wonder if maybe I tried something different, if that'll work, you know?
Right. Yeah, like the guy that I had a conversation with yesterday, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Hey, real quick,
Yeah.
I just want to say this
Yeah,
real
he joined
fast.
and then just immediately wanted to quit. Go ahead.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Never mind. Go ahead. I've already peeled a little bit off. I do feel like this little stall is not what I want to see up here. And we're literally right at that all-time high. I might peel one more off. I'm going to peel one more contract off. Go with 2 contracts. Yeah, I just want to say what I'm doing as far as sizing. That's all. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got that shelf kind of there below us. So I guess if it disrespects that, we're probably going to see lower prices, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything looks pretty
so
good,
anyway,
but look at the volume. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll just...
Yes. So anyway, that guy from yesterday, you know, he joined and just immediately wanted to just cancel, and then told me basically his opinion on our strategy and how it's just not good, essentially. And I'm like, I looked at his interactions in the community, 0. No comments, no likes, no welcome, no intro posts. Like, he didn't follow any of the steps that we had.
Yeah.
I've been trading for 8 years. I mean, when I told him that, well, I've been trading for 7 years. I don't need all that crap. I mean, he didn't say that, but it was pretty much that.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm like, dude, you're pretty much not coachable. And, you know, I personally feel like your ego is just kind of taking over you. Even though he didn't mean to come off that way. A lot of people don't. Like, people who are egotistical, they don't realize they have a problem with their ego. No, sorry. If you're watching on the stream, that's just the truth. That's Coach Troy bringing the truth to you. You got to humble yourself and listen to people. You know, why are you in our group? If you've been trading for 7 years, you should be profitable. You should have your own thing. You came to our group for a reason. It's probably because you're not profitable. So in order to be coachable, you got to humble yourself and ask for help and be willing to be open-minded to listen to others who are profitable and what they have to say, you know?
Yeah. I had somebody, first of all, real quick, what do you, Siraz, what news are you talking about, brother? What news is in the next half hour? There's no news in the next half hour. I don't see there's any news. Maybe unless I'm missing something. The FOMC minutes is at 1 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern. right? Eastern, this is Eastern time, right? 9:40, yeah. So
Yep.
this would be 2 p.m. Eastern.
2 p.m. Eastern, yes.
Yeah. But let me know if I'm missing something, brother. Yeah, I had a guy reach out. It was kind of different. He sent me a bunch of like spreadsheets of like him doing really well with the orb, you know? And he was like, yeah, I finally found another orb group and here's my stats. And like for the last 4 or 5 months, he's been crushing it, dude. Like they're out of control stats, right? And I'm like, great. Like, so like what do you want to get? What do you want to gain, you know, from joining the community? And you know what he said? He's like, I just want to be around profitable traders or traders that have the same mindset. He didn't say profitable. He said traders. I just want to be around a community of traders. And that's just what he's looking for. It's dope. Like, I thought that was so cool. I was like, that's dope, man. You know? So it's like, you know,
trading can be lonely, man.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. I just thought that was different. I've never received that response from anyone before.
I couldn't imagine, you know, trading all on my own, just like no interaction with anybody. Yeah, it'd be really, really
Mr.
boring.
Lonely. Yeah, we're kind of stalling at the highs. We have a negative divergence on volume, so that's why I peeled out a little bit. The move was made. We have some imbalances below, no bottom wick, and plus we came really close to hitting my target with the 6 candle rule. I think it's a little higher personally. I would put a little bit higher, but you know that all-time high is like right here, and I know a lot of traders. You have to think, what's the majority of traders around the world, institutions alike, maybe thinking at this all-time high? What's the risk to reward at the all-time high? It's less, right? There's no news. Nvidia, besides Nvidia, there's no real catalyst to want to maybe go higher right this second. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm trying to be logical as well. Remember, we're playing odds. We're guessing. You are guessing. All of us are guessing. We're playing odds. We're playing probabilities, not what? Possibilities. We're trying to avoid the idea of just trading any possible scenario, even though we have to have those scenarios on our mind. Most people don't. Look, here's what most people do. And you guys know, there's no way you disagree with this, because as a trader, unless you haven't been trading very long, and that's fine. I'm going to tell you what most people do. They'll set a stop loss. They're very comfortable with being in drawdown because they have a plan. The stop loss is the plan. That's the plan. Then when they get into profit, they don't really have a plan. They know they kind of have a TP, unless you're like set it and forget it. But most people want to try to trail, get something more out of it, whatever. And most people freak out and profit when it starts turning against them, and they go, oh crap, I don't want to lose money. And so they take these tiny little profits. And then when it gets in drawdown, sometimes they go, yeah, I'll let it go further. And all of a sudden, the drawdown becomes more than the tiny profits. So to avoid that, you just have to have both scenarios in your mind, and they can both scenarios are equally, they can play out equally, right? It's a coin toss. The difference is, if price goes down, what is the likelihood that somewhere around, let's say, equilibrium, which is also VWAP, which is probably a little bit lower, but somewhere around VWAP could even be...
President Scheinbaum says Mexico officials will talk border and trade in DC on Friday.
Could even be this right here, right? Your volume range, right? Somewhere around these levels, that price is going to... traders around the world, forget about price. Price is just what traders are doing, right? That traders around the world will somewhat react, and price in turn will get a little bit of a bounce, because price moves in a wave, up and down, up and down. What's the odds? What's the probability? Maybe a little bit higher, wouldn't you say? I think so. And then you have to ask yourself, well, if it doesn't bounce here, what are the odds that it goes all the way down here to this lower band? Let's say the lower band is here, or something like that.
Mike, everybody's saying the buffering is so bad.
I can't control that, brother.
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but they can't even hear you.
Okay.
It's dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb.
Yeah, they're saying I'm getting every 3 words.
At the bottom of the hour.
Yeah, it's making it unwatchable. I'm just reading comments.
Crude oil inventories. Forecast is a draw of 1.6 million from the prior build of 3.845 million. The range sees build of 1.6 million to a draw of 3.956 million expected. Gasoline inventories forecast a draw of 1 million on the prior build of 4.188 million, and distillate inventories forecast was a draw of 1.5 million on the prior draw of 1.71 million. Crude Cushing inventories prior was a draw of 1.493 million.
Maybe you can close down this video and see if that helps.
The US API crude oil stock change showed an unexpected build of 7.1 million when the draw was expected at 2.8 million.
All right. Is that better or no? Let me know. Let me know if that's better. You guys hear me okay? Can you hear me okay, Troy? I don't know what's going on.
I can. It's just the YouTube is kind of glitching. It's just buffering on YouTube, man. I don't know what to say. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay. Well, they can hear me okay. It's weird. Sorry, guys. I don't know what the heck's going on. I think I need to just hardwire my internet. It does look a little laggy, like my internet. Even though I have good internet. I don't know. Now it's probably better. Because I see actually the dropped frames. Yeah, it's quite a bit of, it's like 11% dropped frames. So it should be better now, but yeah. We got some people saying it's great, some people saying it's really terrible. So I don't know what to do, but I turned off the music. Hopefully, maybe that'll help.
Andrew says, "I got a W. Let's shut it down. Let's go golf."
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's always the rub, you know. If you overextend like this before trading, it's either going to hit or you're going to be in it for longer after the expansion move is done. But yeah, the drop frames are horrible right now. I don't know why. Just nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do. Okay. Yeah, the spinning wheel of death. I see it. Annoying.
In 5 minutes time now, at the bottom of the hour, we get the release of the weekly EIA inventories numbers. Crude oil inventories forecast is a draw of 1.6 million on the prior build of 3.845 million. The range sees a build of 1.6 million to a draw of 3.956 million expected. Gasoline inventories forecast a draw of 1 million on the prior build of 4.188 million. Distillate inventories, the forecast is a draw of 1.5 million on the prior draw of 1.71 million, and crude Cushing inventories, the prior was a draw of 1.493 million. Keep in mind last night in the private API
Yeah, whatever that is,
numbers,
the guy
crude
talking,
saw an
I wonder if that's
unexpected
causing
storage
it.
build of 7.3 million. The expected draw of 2.8 million. Mexico's President Scheinbaum says Mexican copper exports benefit US industry and economy.
All right, I changed a few things. I don't know if this is gonna help. I changed a bunch of things that ChatGPT had me change. We'll see if it helps. I don't know. It might help. I'm showing that it might help, but yeah, I think it might be just my. That's a huge red flag. Yeah, issue is almost always tied to two things. One of the frames, lag, certain quality. Lower your bit rate. Okay. Again, your internet upload speed. Yeah, it's my internet upload speed, most likely. I need to just be plugged in. That's what's gonna have to happen. Let's see, stream, output. Lots of selling going on right now. Lots of selling going on right now. Lots of selling going on right now. Looking to, man, I know it's bad. Let's see if I can fix this real quick. Hold on. I'll try to lower my bit rate and see if that helps. We'll see if that helps. I lowered the bit rate. It's showing that we're good now, but I don't know. Let me know if that's any better, guys. Sorry about the lag and whatever's going on. You know, I'm gonna have to like Ethernet in, but hey, man, we're still here. We're still here, baby.
1 minute remaining now. I'll lead with the EIA crude oil inventories.
Okay, cool. Way better, much better. All right. I'll leave it like this. Maybe my CPU couldn't handle the high bit rate. I think that's what was going on. So I lowered it. I don't know if it's 1080p, 720. I don't think it really matters. As long as it's not going crazy, you know. Okay. So yeah, if you're hard stop, you're losing. That's a loss if you're hard stop. I'm not hard stop. It's the A+ setup. I'm definitely not hard stopping, but I did scale out up here, you know, and I'm happy I did that.
10 seconds.
Very happy I did that.
A build of 7.07 million, a build of 7.07 million, higher than the expected draw of 1.6 million. Gasoline inventories, a draw of 2.658 million, a draw of 2.658 million, lower than the expected draw of 1 million. Distillate inventories, a draw of 0.825 million, a draw of 0.825 million, which is higher than the expected draw of 1.5 million. And crude Cushing inventories, a build of 0.464 million, a build of 0.464 million.
All right, crude oil inventories. That's what just came in right now. All right, so it looks like I fixed it. I don't know. It's showing that I have really good connection now without any real dropped frames. Let's see. I'll feed this to chat, see if it's any better.
EIA weekly inventories reports on the feed for those interested.
I will be adding a position down here. I have to move this stop down. I will be adding a position down on lower bands if we end up closing down here. We got 3 minutes to go. Cool. Okay, so yeah, it's my internet connection. I just need to fix that. Alrighty then. Price moving down from the highs. Nice little reversal. Lots of sells coming through right now. I'm gonna get some music going. I can't do the quiet background. Shouldn't really affect me now. Yeah, that negative divergence is pretty wicked right now. I will say the negative divergence is pretty wicked. In fact, this is yeah, this, as far as the volume goes, you see the prior swing over here on the 1 minute, and we're pretty much meeting that right now. So here's the 5. Filling the imbalances down below. Filling those no bottom wicks that I mentioned earlier. So pretty much expecting this move. I mean, this was kind of an expected move. I was hoping to just pop up, but this was an expected move. No bottom wick down here on these 5s. I was pretty much expecting price to fill those wicks. Invalidation zone is pretty good. We're below the lower band. I did move it up a little bit, but that's fine. I think it's all right. I mean, you know, if we end up going that deep, the chances are we take out the lows. You know, if it's going to retrace that deep without any upward, I'd be shocked. But, you know, that was a nice little pullback, nice little wave into potential buying opportunities. The momentum is up. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I could definitely see her going back up and retesting that break. And then if she wants to keep going down, you know, that'd be something. This is like what happened the other day. Like you had, if you got in on the second trade, price went right back up and you would have been able to get out at a break even or a win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just following the strategy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm gonna modify that order because I am planning on going 2 more contracts deep right here. Might even go 4. I'm gonna add 2 to start with. 7 seconds to go. Okay, here we go. kind of like the idea of adding an additional 2. I'm trying to be a little bit more reserved on this funded account, but I definitely think I can see a move for both, right? Taking lows, I could see that, but I could also see just popping right back up. So I'm more bullish than bearish. So if I add 2 more contracts, that puts me at 6. And yeah, we'll see how this next few minutes plays out. I might add, I don't know. We gonna see. According to the strategy, this is where you would be. If you're trading mechanical, you would be adding what you know to add right here. And momentum is up. So that's what it is. Right now, short term down, right? And I don't like what I'm seeing on the 1 minute. Like I hate what I'm seeing on the 1 minute. Below this prior range, I mean, she might just want to grab something down here, you know? I don't know what the market makers are doing, but oh geez. Yeah. Dip. Dippy dip. Dippy dip. All right, how you guys doing? Sorry, I got a text from my mom. I had to respond. She's trying to start this new business, and I'm excited for her. I'm gonna help her out. Okay, so yeah, 1 minute, you know, tapping that other side of the 15-minute range. Our temporary bias is still up. High time frame momentum is up. So we're just playing it out. That's it. I'll be right back, Troy. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right, we're back. I forgot to put that up there. Yeah, so she dipped a little bit more, didn't close in the lower band. Got about 40 seconds to go down here. This is where I made the first ad. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. Mamma mia. All right, let me go back over here. Let's see. Chris, spreadsheet guy is here. How it goes, Mike and Troy. What up, Chris? It's going good, man. Just playing out the strat. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people freak out in drawdown and they don't make the right moves. So this is why we have a system that just keeps us on point. We just know exactly what to do, man. But you know, that's why I deleveraged up here. I mean, I was seeing this negative volume divergence on a lower time frame. I still see that playing, you know, a big role in drop, like price potentially falling more, which kind of sucks. Just goofy posts. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Waiting to see what happens next. So let me put this in here. This is where the secondary ad was at. Getting a lot of selling pressure right now, and I see the weakening in volume. CVD is down right now on a lower time frame, right? Back at the 5, not great volume. You know, when I see this, like previous swing point is right here, right? I'm seeing previous swing point here, and volume is kind of like dipping below that, but price is above. That's a hidden divergence right there. That's a negative hidden divergence. It kind of is a red flag, you know. So that's why I was like, I'm not gonna double my position sizing or anything like that right now. I'm gonna just let these candles kind of play out and see what happens at this bottom band. So anyone trying to take the highs right there and gambling that we're gonna go down, good job. I'm just gambling that we're gonna go back up. Everyone's gambling something, baby. I think S&P is selling off right now too.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if price went right back up to the highs, though, and then, you know, afternoon something happens, or, you know, tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, tomorrow we've got unemployment claims, so that'll probably be the real move down.
Well, this could be a bear trap, right? So you grab the highs, you pull down, you fake out. Everyone thinks you're going short, then you pull right back up. You use the liquidity of the shorts to actually scale in your longs. I mean, it's pretty simple. But I also think that just from thinking about how, you know, let me go over to fun stuff, how NVIDIA pumped and the entire market is like on the backs of NVIDIA. I think that crude oil inventory actually made a difference and spiked the volatility index just a little bit right there. So you can see gold popping up. You can see the VIX popping up. Most likely dollar weakening. Let's see the dollar real quick. Let's pop over to, let's see the dollar. Let's see, where's the DXY? Yeah, so dollar fading back a little bit off this news just in the last, you know, few minutes. And so, yeah, is it short-lived? Maybe, but NVIDIA, look, I mean, this little bit doesn't look like a lot. But now that she's a $4 trillion company, my gosh, to move this stock like 1% is an incredible amount. It takes an incredible amount of volume just to move it 1%, let alone 2, 3, 5. I mean, those are insane. It's an insane amount of volume going through that company right now. So yeah, could we just V-shape down? We could. We could. I'm gambling we won't, because obviously we broke the high. So sticking with the strategy. So I'll just see what happens at this lower band. I might aggressively add down here. We have fulfilled our destiny with all the wicks now, so we're good there. I don't have any reservations on that. We'll have to see what she looks like. I don't like this negative volume on the lower time frame. Let's see what this 1 minute looks like. It's the only thing I don't like. Everything else looks good though. If I can start seeing volume on this lower time frame cruise up, I'll be much happier. No wick on the second sell candle. Right. Yeah. Right here. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. And so price coming back up here is highly likely. The question is, when she gets here, is it going to be a fade down? Right. This is why I'm thinking possibly add in the lower band. We'll just have to see how it plays out, man. Sorry, I'm working on my live account right now. I'm putting my stops down here. I didn't have a stop in, and I was like, oh shit. Or shoot, excuse me. I gotta make sure I have that. Got to make sure. All right. Yeah, lots of negative selling pressure coming in right now, so hopefully we can pull out of that and get back up to the highs. We don't even need to get back up to the all-time high. You know, if we get up here, might even look at deleveraging at this point just because of that, you know, wicked sell action right there. We got about 1:30 to go. I went pretty light on this first trade. I think I'm going to add down here in the lower band a little more aggressively. No top wick here, no top wick up here. I think we could get back up to the highs. That's the gamble I'm willing to take. High time frame momentum on our side. Hopefully it's not just a sell-off day. So this is my idea right here, this lower band. That's the dangerous game we play when we are in the middle of that expansion move. Obviously, you know, could she go take out London? Yeah. Asia, yeah. Nice expansive move higher. Taking out all-time high. I'm just looking at daily bias. Temporary daily bias is up. If we close right here, it's barely flipping. I get that. I don't like that. Closing on the opposite side of the range. Trust me, I don't like that. But we kind of made a nice move down. I think we could go back to equilibrium. At this point, I'm pretty certain. I'm going to add 2 right there. I might add another 2. Yeah, I'm going to add 2 more. So I added 4 contracts right here. This is going to be my play.
So according to sources,
so right around here,
dance employees in the US will likely continue to work on US TikTok on an outsourced basis, according to sources.
So that's going to be 8 total.
So TikTok are preparing a US app with separate algorithm and code base, according to sources. Again, exclusive here is TikTok are preparing a US app with separate algorithm and code base.
Braden Biggs says, lose today, go extra hard tomorrow. That's right, baby.
TikTok's new
That's how it
US
works.
app
You
is
almost get
designed to
excited when
operate
you have
separately
a
from
day
the
of
rest
loss.
the world,
You're like
according to this source.
excited about the next day.
Oh yeah. I'm just trying to I'm quiet because I'm trying to focus, man. On my other accounts too. But yeah, I mean, if we lose today, you know what's happening tomorrow. But yeah, I am going a little bit harder right here. I'm still hearing that negative selling pressure coming in on the SPY. So she wants to sell off right now. Got major selling action. That just, you know, nothing I can do about that. So I had two contracts, add another 2, that's 4. Added 4 to the 4, that's 8. So instead of putting all of my emphasis on this first trade, I spread it out. That's what happened there. Okay, 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. This is a pretty, I mean, obviously I wish I would have waited if this closes down here to add down there. A little bit better of, you know, a better location. 100 points to the bottom, really? All right. Yeah, man. I mean, whoever said that earlier, we lose today, we go extra hard tomorrow. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what we do. And, you know, I mean, if she wants to slam down, she's going to slam down. Nothing I can do about it. We gonna see. I mean, she grabs the New York low. That could be a nice little. I mean, I could see you grabbing the New York low for sure. There's a lot of cases I could see her do. You know what I mean? I could see price action doing a million things. But
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of right there at the New York lows. That's, you know, if she breaks through that, man, we definitely going down. But I just that there's a lot there.
It's very convincing at certain times. And just the timing and waiting, that's what gets people, you know. This is a 150K account. I'm 2270 up in this account currently. I'm 20, let me see. Yeah, $2,200 up in this account, even with this loss. So I'm fine. I got a 9K profit target.
What is it? Apex account?
No, I have a Tradeify 150K sim to funded account. And I'm just taking my time getting there. I'm going light on my sizing. I'm trying to prove the point when it comes to our system with prop trading myself. Yep. So that's it. This would be a little higher of a loss, but tomorrow, really no matter what, if this doesn't work out, I'll be going extremely hard. And you can call that revenge trading, but I call it probabilities because the strategy does not lose 2 days in a row. In fact, everybody in here, does this strategy lose 2 days in a row? Have we ever, in all of our 1,000+ backtesting trades posted in our Skool community, has it ever lost 2 days in a row? No. So I will be banking on that. You bet your ass I will. So I will be banking on that. And I'll go down in flames happily if that happens, because I'm going to bet it does not happen. But yeah, I'll be going extra hard tomorrow no matter what, if this ends up just continuing to drop here. It's never fun losing, obviously, but at least we know what our edge is and we know what's going to happen a day later. And that's a lot of people are like, oh man, I lost and I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. You know, maybe I try a different strategy, Troy. Maybe I just try something else, you know?
Yeah. When somebody loses, that's when they go look at something else, you know?
Right.
You just don't stick with anything long enough to really make it work.
That's a fact, man.
I mean,
losing's part of the game.
Mike and I are pretty convinced that most strategies out there can work, right?
Yeah.
You just have to stick with them long enough. And do you like it or not? Does it vibe? Do you vibe with it, or is it too complicated? You know, a lot of people like ICT because it keeps you spinning in this rabbit hole where if one thing doesn't work, oh, it's because you didn't know this, so you got to go learn that. And then it's like, oh, that didn't work, you got to go learn this. And then it ends up being years and years and years down the road. You're still not profitable. And it's like, you've been tricked. You feel like you've been tricked. And then you come over here to the orb strategy and you're like, wait, what? I just wait for this one thing to happen. And then there's some rules that I follow. Oh, okay. Especially with the Crazy Horse indicator that actually helps you with the bands. And then you're like, oh, wow. Like I like this. This is a lot easier, you know? So, but there's a lot of different strategies we've tried, guys. And this one just seems to be very simple. It's easy. It's a breath of fresh air. And you either like it or you don't. If you don't, move on to the next one. But the key is when you find something that you like and you jive with it, you've got to find somebody that can help you with it. If you're not fully grasping it, you always want to find somebody that is successful with it, and then just see if they can help you. Right. And that's kind of what we do here. You know, we're kind of leaning into the orb, and, you know, it's proven to be profitable, especially on a live account. And you just have to find a community of people that are willing to, you know, help you out. And maybe a mentor or a coach, somebody like Mike that can actually help teach you, you know, and show you where you're screwing up and where you're messing up. And with time and surrounding yourself with those people that are all focused on this one thing, this one strategy, you're going to get better and you're going to actually start moving the needle in your trading. So stop bouncing around and latch on to something, and latch on to people who actually care about you and want to help you. Find your crew.
Lots of selling coming
We
through
have
right
a-
now. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of selling happening right now. I don't even know why. The crude is going up. Just kind of looking at it like, yeah, this tons of selling coming through. It's massive amounts of selling. Yeah, so you can just hear it. Do, 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 do. Those are all massive orders coming through.
We got a 1 hour
This is crazy.
breaker block. If you're ICT person, we're fixing to trade into. If it just goes through that like butter, then just got to take the L. But
Yeah,
a lot
we're
of times
pretty
it'll
close
tap
right here.
these breaker blocks and then reverse, you know, provide some relief for people.
Yeah, guys, we're pretty close to the stop down here. Unfortunately.
James,
Let's see here. Sorry, I'm
McPherson
focusing
in
on my
chat.
other account. My bad, guys. Sorry, go
read
ahead.
what James says in the chat. He's in our group.
Hold on.
He's up 100 since joining in March. That's not very many months ago.
Yeah, man. I'm not even worried about, like, guys, just to be clear, people lose. Like, you take a loss, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's how you get back up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Humans
I'm sorry,
don't like pain.
focused on.
Yeah, if you need to interrupt me, Mike, go ahead on the trade, but I'm just going to talk.
No. I'm focusing on my live account. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. Right, so people who are learning how to trade, once you take a loss, it hurts. And then what you end up doing is you end up searching for this like strategy or system that never has a loss. Like that's human nature. Like we don't like pain. We want to try to avoid it as much as possible. So then you end up just going down these rabbit holes looking for something that really doesn't exist because you think that you are never going to lose. You want something that is like, I'm never going to lose. Like who wouldn't want that? The problem is it's not there. If it were there, everybody would be using it and nobody would be losing, right? So, but if you can wrap your head around the fact that it's okay to take losses and it's normal, but it's what you do after you take the loss and how you handle it emotionally, that's what moves the needle, right? And it's all about having a plan, a system, right? Something you stick with. And if you just stick with it and follow it and realize, yeah, you're going to have days where you lose, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, that's pretty well said. Yeah, that's exactly right. You're not going to be able to control the market. The market's going to do what the market does, man. You know, the market going to do what the market does. Sounds stupid, but it's true.
NVIDIA-backed platform Perplexity launches an AI-powered browser to take on Google Chrome. So it's called Comet. It's going to be available.
But what you can do is control yourself. You know, you can control what you do tomorrow. You can control whether or not you take a loss and feel like, I don't know, a loser, or take it as a learning lesson. Say, cool, I know my edge. I know that tomorrow this is going to work out and I'm going to follow my plan. I've been down both roads. I promise you unequivocally the second road is the better option. And it's not about trying to find a different strategy or what. That's not it. It's just how you see yourself. And a lot of people see themselves as like losers if they lose, or like, I'll never do. They say these words out loud, and what you speak out loud really becomes your reality, in my opinion. So you gotta be careful of your words, you know? Speak highly of yourself, believe in yourself, and you got this. And if you lose, you know, like I take losses in front of people, that kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Like there's kind of a weight on, like, it's not just about my money, right? It's like, okay, when you take a loss in front of people, let's say I wasn't profitable. Let's say I was trying to get profitable. If I wasn't honest with you and I said, if I wasn't like, I would rather just say, hey, I'm trying to get profitable, guys. I haven't been profitable. I'm trying, this is a strategy. Like, I'd rather do that. You'd probably appreciate that more than like, hey man, I've been trading 8 years. The last 4 years, I've literally made over 7 figures plus. And I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. Keep it humble, but I'm in here. We're going to have some losing days, but mainly winning. You probably appreciate the honesty there. So when you're honest with yourself, be honest with yourself. But also in my mind, like, I'm not sitting here trying to say I'm the best trader in the world, but I'm not saying I'm a loser, right? I'm not like coming down on myself. I just say, okay, it's very black and white. What did price do? What did I do? Did I follow my system? Grade your days not based off your profit. Grade your days based off of what your actions were. And if I did everything right today, my grade for myself is A+. And I'm very hard on myself. I like the fact that I scaled out up here. I saw something on a lower time frame that actually panned out. I like the fact that I waited. I didn't double my position in the center band. I like that. And I doubled my position at the bottom band. I like that. Every move that I made today was, in my opinion, for my grade of myself, which I'm very tough on myself. When I do vocals in the booth, I'm the most critical of my vocals than anyone, any producer that I've ever worked with. And yeah, so you're going to lose even on A+ days, man. It happens. That's why I tell you guys, when you talk about grading systems and stuff like that, I say, hey, look, we have a grading but it's only going to go as far as it's not going to work every single time. You know what I mean? Nothing does. So it's, this is what we got. You just have to stick to the strategy, because after a set amount of trades, that's when you see your edge. You don't see your edge typically like right away. Most strategies, it takes hundreds of trades to actually see your edge, especially in real time. So what about a flip day? Yeah, I mean, I see the flip day. I get that. I'm in the middle of an A+ trade to the upside. So if it gets disrespected, I already know what I'm doing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So those of you who've been through the training, you know what I'm doing tomorrow. But what is considered a flip? Okay, hold on, let me go back up. Mike, do you typically place your invalidation zone where the crazy horse was last flat, leading to the NOS? No, not really. In this case, I was a little tighter. In fact, like I was saying earlier, like invalidation should have been like probably right down here, which I don't mind moving it down. But I also don't want to just hold a loser, just to hold a loser. So if this does break, like Troy said, that breaker block, and on top of that, we just have like, now this is the time either price is going to bounce or we're just going to fly down. Like we're going to go take out literally Asia's low, or we're going to go back up to the highs and break the highs, like, or get a relief is what I mean. Sorry. And so we're at a point of decision making, and yeah, that's just where we're at. We're at a point of decision making for price right now. The market's trying to decide whether or not it wants to continue to sell off at these highs or not. I think on a higher time frame, if we go back over to, like a daily time frame, you can see, we didn't really take any lows. We took the high. And so unfortunately, that is sort of a bearish outlook right now, because when you take the high, you back off this much. The next thing is the lows. I mean, and I'm just going highs and lows. I'm not talking about liquidity there or anything like that, because you can't prove that. Yeah, so I mean, right now it doesn't look great, but I mean, that's on a daily time frame. Look at the 4 hour. You got to grab and pull on the 4 hour, coming down here to the 21 EMA, that's going to hit stop. That's 27 points. That would hit roughly stop loss. And then you have you have a tiny little imbalance down here, but that's about it. You also have a shelf, from the bull standpoint, you have a shelf on the 4 hour, so does price respect the shelf and move up from here? There's a high chance that price respects this and we end up right up here. In my opinion, a higher chance that this happens, because I'm sticking with what I know, my strategy, which is the temporary daily bias. And that's still at play. So that's where my head is at. So if that remains true, sync in layout, why is that not showing up? 23,000 basically. So 23,000. So 23,000 is going to be like right here. Right about here. Right, that 23,000, really where like break even is at. And so that would be highly probable, because why? Well, I mean, it's probable because, like I said earlier, we broke to the upside. So temporary daily bias is up. We have a shelf here. And so price likes to retest these areas. It filled all the imbalance. It did it take, let's see, is that, no, it took New York low, which is great. So that's fine, whatever. And so to remain bullish, you would think that, okay, you have a retest and this candle ends somewhat, if you're going to remain bullish. If not, this candle could just be a complete, a bearish engulfing candle, maybe even down to the 50. And that would be your bear case, 22,864 level-ish, 860. So what I want to see right now is exactly sort of what I'm seeing, which is volume trying to push higher, CVD trying to push higher. Like if we can get a little divergence here, that'd be great, which we do sort of have. We actually do have it, but it's tiny time frame. So What are the odds that we bounce up here and
That's
fill some of this?
GBP now
Probably
index
pretty
still
high.
changed now at 2.58%. So that's the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta's GDP now index.
Just one of those days, ladies and gentlemen.
2.58% in the second quarter, which is little change.
That's why you love trading, right?
July the 3rd.
This is why you love trading. Okay. If you never lose, winning has no meaning. Yeah. I like that. We talked about it last night in the Asia session. It's not the massive win you chase. It's a chemical release when you lose. That's interesting. Discipline is very important. Yeah.
Hey,
More selling. Yeah. Go ahead.
If you're new here and you're not a part of our community and you want to learn more about the Midas Touch and the Orb, and you're like, man, I want to follow these guys, or I want to learn more about what they're doing, Mike has a pinned link in the chat. If you just click on that, it'll take you over to our roadmap group. It's a free group that we have that basically has some videos in there that teach you about how we trade the orb. And you can go in there. Mike has a checklist in there on how he trades the orb, so you can grab that checklist as well. So yeah, make sure you go over there and join. It's free, and see what we got inside there. Leon says, is this strategy more discretionary or mechanical?
Yeah, it is kind of both, but we have an option. It's more mechanical. We have a mechanical system, and yeah, it's awesome, man. But we also have a little bit more of a discretionary version as well. And I think if you're trying to find more mechanical, it's the closest you're gonna get to. I mean, I'll put it to you like this. The mechanical version of the strategy has been tested over 1,000 trades, back tested by the community, not just myself. I've personally tested it way more than that, but the community tested it. I literally had given 10 members this system to start with. They did 50 trades a piece. That's 500 trades. Every single one of them was profitable. And we've had many more members test it. Yes, it has losses, of course, like any other strategy, but overall it's profitable. And then, I would say the non-mechanical version is still very mechanical. It's just there's some discretionary elements to every trading system, and that has to do with what is your sizing and how do you grade your setup. Do you think you're going to grow your account if you just trade like 0.5 to 1% every trade? No. Go read about all the greatest traders in history. They all have dynamic sizing, dynamic money management. And so you read about them and you go, wow, well, why am I trading with the same size? Because it's a fallacy. It's something that's taught that is incorrect. And just, it's taught by people that don't know what they're talking about. And so, yeah, when you start like looking at what the greats did, you start realizing, okay, they had a system where they grade. And then based on that grade, you know, based on the setup, they're either leaning in and putting their foot on the gas, or they're leaning off, right? And going light. Today, I sort of went a little lighter for an A+ setup, and I'm glad I did, because we were at those all-time highs. So it gave me the creeps, and then we stalled out here. So I'm really proud of myself for not trying to go for it, even though it was an A+ setup. And it was A+ because the higher time frame momentum is up, and then that matched our lower time frame, and then we broke the orb to the upside with bands below us for protection. And when I say protection, I just mean areas that for our system allow us to add and dollar cost average into the trade. But we're not just dollar cost averaging like everywhere, right? We're not just holding losers forever. We're not randomly, oh, it's a good price. Like, I don't care about price. I care about what the strategy says with these bands. That's all I care about. And you find that it doesn't actually matter. A lot of times adding at these bands, if you go back and you look at it, it's typically in a fair value gap. Like it's typically in these other things that these real quote high technical. I've studied literally for years the technical trading aspect, like ICT, SMC. I mean, tell me something I don't know and I'll be very shocked. Footprint charts, volume, order flow, literally looking at the order book with footprint charts. I've gone down those roads, man. I'm not saying there isn't an edge there. There can be. But those guys don't have, the guys that are really doing it, they ain't got time to talk while they're trading. It's very fast. It's very different. So what's something that's kind of repeatable that we can all get in on and win, right? That's what I'm interested in, because most people will never find that. And so, yeah, does it lose? Sometimes. It's rare. It's very rare, but it sometimes loses. And what was I going to say? I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah. Right now, got not massive like selling pressure here. So, nothing I can do about that. It might turn back up after it hits my, stop loss. Okay. I can't help that either. I just keep trading my system. I know exactly what I'll be doing tomorrow though. But yeah, lots of selling pressure coming off those highs right now. And so, I'm looking at crude, I'm looking at the news. There's nothing else I can be doing right now. There's nothing else I can do right now. I played this perfectly. That 4-hour candle is massive. Look at this 4-hour candle. Grabbing the highs and just completely bearish divergence. Bearish engulfing candle potential. I don't think the odds are not there. The odds are that we tap this 21 or come close to the bottom and then get back up here. That's what I think. But is it going to take me out first? Maybe. It might, dude. It might. So, and you have to take those on, like I said, take them on the chin. I like the CVD divergence, I'll tell you that much. I like the volume divergence. If it can hold on this lower time frame, we could pop up.
Why do you think, Nija, why do you think we prefer the NAS over the S&P? Let me ask you that question first before we answer.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah, something else too. Like there's something deeper than just way more volume.
Tyler, you know what we'll be doing tomorrow, baby. That's all I gotta say.
No, it's not news. Keep going. After you find a strategy, what do you do after that? If you discover a strategy or you see some YouTube person saying, oh, this has a 80% win rate, this is awesome, what do you do? It's the first thing you do. Go to the charts, and then what do you do?
I'll be right back, brother. You hold it down, all right?
Yep.
Thank you.
There you go. Joe said it. Joe said it. You backtest it. So why do we trade the NAS instead of the S&P? There's a reason. Well, backtest them both. Put in more trades than Mike has. Thousands and thousands of backtesting trades. And figure out what the results are. People will come to us and say, hey, I'm trading gold and it's freaking awesome. It's winning. It's amazing. How many trades have you taken in backtest? 80. Okay, well, go take thousands and thousands of them and then bring the data and we'll look at it. Don't take 200 trades, don't take 300 trades, don't take 500 trades, thousands. And we're open to that. When we tell everybody, hey, go do it. Like, by all means, do it. Bring the data and show us what the results are. And if we find something that is better and somebody brings proof, then we have to change what we believe is true now, right? Yeah, there's no problem trading whatever you want. It's just, yeah. So now you know the reason why we trade the NAS. But there could be something out there, man, like orange juice or, you know, something, some random commodity or something that is better than the NAS, you know. We just don't have the time to backtest every pair for thousands and thousands of trades, but yeah, by all means, be sweet to find something that, like the orange juice. What if we just traded orange juice, Mike?
Orange juice?
Yeah,
I like orange juice. I love orange juice.
Oh yeah.
I like OJ.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that trade the S&P. You know, it works too. Ooh. But that goes back to, you know, people will send me a DM. They'll join our free group. You know, link is in the chat. They'll join that, and then we show them what we're doing. And then the first thing they DM me is like, "Hey, does this work on gold, or does this work on something else?" I'm like, no. If it did, that's what we'd be teaching you. Like, we're trying to help you win and actually make this work. So we're going to try to give you the best that we actually know. And then they're just like, yeah, well, I'm not interested. I only trade gold. Well, there you go. You're not coachable. We're literally telling you what to trade and what to do, and you still are just that. You're just like, no, I'm trading gold. It's the only thing I do. I'm the gold man. I'm like, dude, okay. Go waste 4 more years of your life trading gold, trying to make it work. And I'm sure it can. I'm sure there's a strategy out there that works with gold and it does well. You just have to find it and stick with it, just like this. Yes, that's right. Yeah, see, Rob's working on gold with Asia. He loves it. That's the thing, is we're not opposed to anything, guys. It's just, you know, you got to get your constant, you know, like the one thing that just works and is like your bread and butter. Nail that down first. Then if you want to go trade other things and do gold or whatever, by all means, Do we trade daily in the paid group? Only in the live group. Let's see what else. When it comes to passing evals, what can you guys recommend for the strategy?
I've passed evals on the 50K accounts. I've passed evals on 150K accounts. Right now I'm trying to get a payout with this Tradeify 150K sim to funded. It's more expensive, no doubt, but it gives you $6,000 of drawdown. And so I like it because, as you can see, sometimes, you know, when you're adding positions, it does add risk. So I like to be a very aggressive player when it comes to the passing the eval stage. And so I would just go really hard, and I blew a bunch of them, to be honest with you.
Not 500 though, Mike, right?
No.
Not 500? Okay.
I don't know.
That's an inside joke for everybody that's in the live group that's been following along every day with us.
Impossible, bro. 500? Jesus. All right. Anyway, sorry. Lord, I pray for that person right now because they're going through it. Seriously. Anyways, what I was saying is, yeah, I don't know, 20 or so. I think I went through like 20 of them because my first one, I strung together 10, you know, and I bailed on that. So there goes 10. And there was Apex. I think they were like $16 a piece. So I spent like $160, you know, my first go around. It wasn't very much. I've spent a few $1,000s on funded, on props, probably around $3,000 so far. I've done the math, about $3,000. But, you know, here's the thing. I finally realized, like, I was trying to scalp using these other methods, and I'm like, why am I using anything other than what we're doing daily? What am I doing with my life? I was literally going bonkers. I was like, why am I trying to teach anything else? Yes, I can trade and scalp other ways and whatever. There's a lot of different methods, but what am I doing? And so I went back and just started trading Crazy Horse. And so far I've been doing very well. This is actually, I think, the most drawdown I've had, which hasn't been that long, you know, since last Thursday, and I'm at 52.6 in this account. So what does that mean? My profit target's 9K, my drawdown's 6K, you know. And it's daily, bro. Rob, it's daily. It's not per trade. So it's daily. So as long as I can keep my drawdown, you know, daily, if I have drawdown, I have to end my daily drawdown. I like the daily limits. I love that. You know what I mean? The daily limits are better than the trailing stop. So daily stops is 3,500, so I could lose 3,500 in a day, and then it cuts me off.
What's the daily loss limit?
3,500.
It's the same.
3,500.
Oh, it's 3,500. Okay, yeah. Got it.
And then, you know, I think my biggest day, I don't know what my biggest day was. I think it was around 1,400, 1,200, something like that. Yeah, trailing sucks. Yeah, trailing. I'm not good at the trailing thing. I don't like it.
The thing is, guys, a lot of people don't match their prop account, the prop account that they get. They don't match it to the strategy.
Yeah.
So and then they end up blowing, and it's just because you don't know all the ins and outs and what you really need to have for the ORB or whatever strategy you're trying. So most people just end up blowing accounts. So that's like kind of our mission right now, is to find, you know, what's a solid account that's, you know, pretty flexible, and you don't have to be like super anal about every little cotton picking thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like what we're doing right now, is trying to find that correct account that works, and it might cost a little bit more.
Yeah. I would also say that if you're trying to, I'm not throwing shade. I'm not trying to throw shade, but really, if you're watching guys online trade props and they're just passing them and getting payouts, I have my opinion on that. I think some of the guys are doing it legit, some of them aren't, and you have to understand how much money these people, like most of these guys that are showing you massive payouts, they're making so much money they can just afford to have unlimited props. Basically, there's the affiliate payouts are incredible. So you got to find something. I want to find something consistent that's teachable. I don't want to show you I don't want to show you a strategy and then say, but yeah, it's up to you. It's like there's a lot of discretion involved. I'm trying not to show you something like that. So I show you something that doesn't have as much discretion. If it closes under the center band, what do? You add. If it closes at the bottom, you add. Now, the discretion comes from how much size you're putting on. And that's really tough for a new trader to figure out. So that's why we have the live room. You come trade with me for 7 days live. See, is it legit? Yeah, it's pretty legit, dude. I do it live. I don't know how much more legit what else could I do, right? So look, that part, it's like great. Like take for instance, I don't mean to bring his name up. I actually have love for him, but Patrick Whalen, right? He's the number one, on one of these prop firms. I don't know if it's Tradeify or whatever. He's ranked like number one. Maybe it's Top Step. I don't think it's Top Step, but the dude has proven he's gotten payouts, dude. He's done it. Okay, he's done it. He just cashed out like 300 grand from Apex. So I'm not throwing shade. Now, could I bring up the fact other things? Yeah, but I'm not even going to bring those up. He's done it. He's proven it. Now take a step further and think about how many people watch him live daily. How many people are literally tuning in and following his moves, I mean, he has over 2,000 on his stream. Let's say, I don't know, 200 or 100. 100, is it fair to say maybe 100 of those people at least are taking every trade he's taking and following him, right? Okay. Where are their payouts? If he's getting a $300,000 payout, wouldn't at least a couple hundred people be cashing 50 to 100 grand out? I mean, 50 grand, 20 grand? You don't see that. That's where it becomes like, okay, I don't understand. If isn't everybody in your community like cashing out 500,000? Like what, what I mean? Like a lot of people would be. So that's where I don't understand. And maybe it's just because, people don't take the kind of risk he does. I don't know. But if it worked that well, I mean, there'd just be no question. And there's still a lot of question. People still have and I have a lot of people who have tried strategies that just don't work. There's too much discretion. And I don't know, man, how does that make any sense? Okay, sorry, I'm not reading your chat. My bad. Just make sure to read the rules. Yeah, someone tell me there's a long on the break of the lower. Okay. Someone tell me why there's a long on the break of the lower orb line. I mean, what? Sorry, Mike. Be specific with that question. I don't. Oh, like down here, the break of the orb, like down here. Break of the orb line. Let me know. He just uses affiliate money. Yada yada. Okay. Because he's already in a long. Oh, I'm already in a long. I'm adding. Yeah. So I've added to my position. If you don't understand this strategy, it's okay. You can go and learn it in the free Skool group. But yeah,
Miko,
go ahead.
Miko says, so what shall I do? The props or join your crew or both?
I mean,
what you want to do is, make sure you first like what we're doing. And then if you do, I would say join and learn first, right? You don't even get a prop firm, just trade on a demo account. That's what we teach. We don't tell anybody to get props. Other groups, that's what they want you to do. Hey, first thing, go sign up, get this prop, and just follow me. We're gonna make a lot of money together, okay?
Yeah.
We don't do that. We're the opposite. We're like, hey, spend some money on education, learn, get a demo, get your confidence up. Then we can talk about props, or if you want to trade your live capital or whatnot. We don't all just, we first and foremost are trading our real capital.
Yes.
Okay? And then props is the side get kind of fun thing to do.
Troy, who trades props? Who trades props? I know, okay, trick question. Who are prop traders typically in traditional sense?
They're designed for people who don't have capital. That's all there is to it, right? In my opinion.
Okay.
Now,
you're talking more like Apex and all these. I'm talking about traditional prop firms.
Oh, traditional prop firms. Who are they?
Yeah. Look, okay, so like a traditional prop trader, right? Obviously, a proprietary trader, right? Who are they traditionally? Like, does that make sense? Firms like Goldman Sachs, Jane Street, like traditionally, you didn't have Apex even a couple of years ago, dude. Like, or whatever, I don't know how long they've been around. That I could be wrong on that, but you know what I'm saying? Traditional sense, they're reserved for the highest level traders, man, the best in the game, the most advanced, the guys who literally have, their PhDs, like kind of vibe, you know what I mean? So professional, profitable traders, that's who a prop firm hires. You can't go work for SMB Capital without a track record. Good luck.
Right.
Good luck. They're not gonna. You think someone's gonna give you $500,000 or $1 million just based off a stupid ass eval? You're freaking out of your mind. You're crazy.
So
you're naive.
20% on the Philippines. So again, Philippines.
So do you think that
from Trump on Truth Social?
Shit, I missed what he just said. Do you think that what
Nija says? So I know the goal is a live account, but for now I have to trade Apex.
Again, Trump
No,
20%
that's not right.
From the Philippines.
The goal is a live account, but for now I need to trade on a demo account and learn the system.
That's right.
Then we can talk about Apex.
Yeah. You've been fooled, and you're living the Lambo dreams, brother. And that's just truth. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. That's what's going on. You've been fooled. Look, it's because you think it's cheap. You're not losing a lot of money. I get that. Why lose any money?
Another post from Trump on Truth.
Why lose any money?
Yeah, there you go. Demo account first. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
And from Moldova.
Damn it, this guy keeps talking, and I feel like he's saying something important, but I can't catch it. 20% tariff on the Philippines starting August 1st. Okay, well, we already knew this. Wait, did we know this? Philippines. Yeah, we knew this. I thought it was maybe 20. I'll have to look it up. I think it was like more than that. All right, here goes Trump tweeting out. Here we go. Who knows what's going to happen here, guys?
From Trump on Truth Social. This one to Algeria.
Here we go.
The 30% tariff on Algeria.
All right. Thank you, Trump, for tweeting out. Like, you son of a... Just stop it. Stop tweeting. He's going to Trump again. He's going to...
Trump on Truth Social here. This one to Baghdad. 30% tariff. That's Iraq. 30% tariff.
We already knew this, though. We already knew all of this, guys. None of this is new news for the markets. That's why you see a little dip, but then, we'll see if that even follows through. We already knew this. The market's just buying it up so far. Again, I have this little mark right here. I think
from Trump on Truth Social here.
Here we go.
This letter to Libya. A 30% tariff.
Buy it up, baby. Honey Badger don't care. Okay, so just to finish out what we were saying, look, I get it. You want to feel like you have skin in the game and have an opportunity to make money. What I'm challenging you with here, okay, is a little bit of delayed gratification, my friend. Okay, it's the most beautiful thing. If you can harness the energy of delayed gratification, you will be a better person. Just in general, you will have better character. And yes, demo sucks, but guess what? Let me ask you a question. is it easier to get profitable on a demo account or a live account? I know everyone in here is pretty much going to say demo. If you say live, you just don't know what you're talking about. It's demo. It's easier to get profitable on a demo. You know why? Because there's no emotion, right? But what does that do? If you can get profitable on a demo account, following the rules, don't be stupid. I'm saying if you follow the rules, man, all right? Don't be dumb and just say, oh, I'm going to do whatever I want. No. Okay? If you follow your strategy, your rules, then guess what that does? It builds incredible confidence. Incredible confidence. And when you're in drawdown like this, you won't second guess it because you know your edge. You're just going to play it. You'll be very confident. Hopefully you're getting that vibe from me today. And I hope you walk away from this trading session with at least, damn, Mike had confidence today. I'm glad I followed him down this path because he gave me the confidence to stick to my guns in the strategy and stick to the strategy. I hope that that's what you walk away with. If anything, that's what I hope you walk away with. So the way that you can build that on your own and be that person is get confident.
Recap there on that flurry of letters posted to Truth Social by Trump. So Philippines getting a 20% tariff, Brunei a 25% tariff, Algeria 30%, Moldova 25%, Iraq 30%, and Libya 30% as well.
Okay, so do I think that you're a bad person for trading like prop? No, brother, you're okay. You're all right, man. It's all good. But do I think you're in a significant deficit and hindered by rules that are meant to protect the prop firm and not you? Absolutely. Why would you play against? Why would you want that? Why would you want to be up against these rules that do not benefit you as a trader? Bro, they're out to destroy you. You understand? They want your money. So, at least with the 150K account that I have, yes, I know they're out to get me and all this stuff, but it actually is a pretty damn good deal. I have to admit, I really like, I think that this is the way to go, my opinion. I think the trailing stop it's horrible. I hate it. I hate the trailing. No legitimate prop firm has a trailing stop. That's freaking stupid. Okay, let me just be clear. They want you to trail price. They want you to squeeze them. No legitimate prop firm has a maximum daily win. And they call this consistency. They trick you and say, because you got to be consistent. Good traders are consistent. Bro, get the F out of my life. Go read about Larry Williams. You know who Larry Williams is? One of the most profitable traders of all times. How about Dennis Richards? Do you think, go read about them. You'll see what they say. There's a few trades, just a handful that hit harder than all the rest combined. That's literally when you go research the best traders. Warren Buffett said he just needs a couple. Every decade, he's only 2 or 3 companies just go berserk. That's how he built Berkshire Hathaway. But you're telling me that you want to cap the daily win rate? No, you're doing that because you don't want to pay, period. It's not about building consistency. You're a fool if you think that, man. That's not what it's about. It's about the prop firm not really being a real prop firm and trying to be a prop firm for retail. That's what it is. It's all good. It is what it is, but I know the truth. And so I'm not going to say, don't do it. Right. I'm not gonna say that, do it. Fine. Whatever you want to do. I don't care. But do I think that that's where somebody should start? Other influencers tell you? No, I think that they're trying to get your money from affiliates. They're going to do their thing, lie, cheat, steal to show you wins so that you feel like you can win the Lambo too. And then you're going to go be a degenerate and spend way more money on prop accounts than you would had you just listened to me and start on a demo, get confident, start with a small live account, compound it up, slowly build, have a day job. Yes, just like I did, just like everybody else will, so that you can feed the beast while you learn. Okay? That's how you do it. You earn it. But everyone wants to skip the line. I get it, man. Some people get massive payouts, I guess. I don't know. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Because For me, it's just, okay, I'm just going to trade what I do. I'm going to do what I say. I'm going to trade how I trade, build my little live account. I got 130 something $1,000 in this live account, 20 in the other. I'll just continue to build these. I'll show it daily. I'll build consistent, profitable traders in our group, and I'll have fun, and I'll do it with love. That's it. That's what I'm here to do.
Rob says it's 100% what Mike says, but props train you to stick to the rules. I would say replace the word you to only a very small percent of the people that follow rules.
That's true.
Everyone else,
it's hard to
never
follow rules, for sure.
And they just are going to get wrecked forever. And that's how these props are making money. Hey, I wish I owned a prop firm. Like, I really would love to.
No, you don't.
Freaking they're making tons of money.
No, you don't. We could have opened one, and we could have opened one, and you chose not to.
Orb is only for opening range. How can I just trade at any time? Not here. You're not going to find that information here. We don't believe in that. So.
And by the way, Orb is it's the opening range that starts the session. Let me be clear. Whoever asked that. Let's say we won the first trade today and we weren't stuck in drawdown, right? Let's say we won it. There are other positions. So there's other trades. So you would have still taken the second and third trade. Does that make sense? Had we won the first position, you could have taken the second and third trade. Those are additional positions. So to answer your question, it goes until the end of session. It's from the New York start to New York finish. And if you're going to trade Orb in other sessions, it's the same thing. So there are other positions, but it's what Troy said. We really don't believe in like trying to find all these little angles and stuff. There's guys, bro, one of the most profitable traders in the world does hundreds of trades in a day. He's got like 1 million screens around him. Have you seen this guy on YouTube? He's not like a massive influencer, but he's just a world renowned trader, and he does his thing. But he ain't doing it like you're doing with all the stuff that we're doing. He's like completely different type of trading. Older guy. Yeah, he's an old guy. Yeah.
Nija, in our classroom, we've got steps to follow. And in those steps, I talk about how long you should trade your demo. I talk about all that stuff. I show you how to set up your demo. And so just go back to those videos if you're in there and just watch those. I don't know if you're in our, I think you're in our paid group. Yeah, just make sure you go back through those and watch them, because I literally tell you what to do step by step.
Justin says profitable on props. Yep. And there's people in our group, a bunch of people that are profitable on props, which is awesome. Oh, cool.
Yeah, and look,
this
chat, this conversation here can go spill over into the Skool group. Start a prop firm thread. We actually have plenty of them in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, get off the props, go to a demo, prove to yourself, and you'll know when you're ready.
Yeah, it sucks because, you're feeling like, well, what am I trading for? Because I'm not making money. I would just, again, challenge you. You're earning it. You're having delayed gratification, and you're doing it without restriction. And the feeling that you're going to get of being free might entice you to say, you know what, I'm going to work my day job until I build up $3,000 or $5,000 and then put it into the market and go trade with it, just like I did, on this demo account without rules. And wow, I mean, I'm super profitable when I do that. So, yes. And then you go to a daily compound calculator and you type in what you have, what you start with. Hey, if I put in $200 a month to my live account, or $500 a month, whatever that amount is, and I make 0.3% per day, which is totally doable, right? You make 0.3% a day, you put in a couple, whatever it is, you ask a compound interest calculator what you're going to have in 4 or 5 years. Now, 4 or 5 years, you might go, oh my God, 4 or 5 years. Yeah, but a lot of times it's like $1 million, dude. If you just remain consistent, it's like ridiculous numbers. Like the power of compound, what did Einstein say? It's the 7th wonder of the world, right? So, go do your day job for 5 years and try to follow and trade prop for 5 years and see if you have $1 million. Probably not. You know, just being real, probably not. Most of us not. But if you just stuck to the strategy, you made 0.3% and you put this amount in, then you're going to be there, you know? But it's that delayed mindset. It's the reason why like real estate investors are always coming out on top, man. They're thinking long term, you know? It's the reason why hedge funds and banks typically make out long term. They're thinking long term. They think in cycles of 10 years. Anyways, yeah. A little bit of negative volume divergence here. Once again, not loving that. But hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, so again, price moving down here, kind of fading back and into the sell territory. We didn't even make it back a quarter of the way. Now we made it back quarter. We didn't make it back to the spot that I was thinking. Based on this move, I was hoping for at least a 50% pullback, and it's not over. Don't get me wrong. It's just that's what I'm kind of waiting for. That's what I've been waiting for, is this pullback. It's not really happening right now, so it might take some time, guys. Either that or price is going to just slam down further, and that'll be what she wrote for the day. But I am hoping, just like everybody else in here, hoping that we make a move higher. It's just not looking extremely promising right now based on basically this one candle and this negative divergence that I'm seeing over on the 1 minute time frame. The 1 minute time frame divergence basically saying that we're going to snap the lows and go deeper, unless we pull up pretty dramatically quickly here. That's what this is saying. I was real close to just saying, you know what, forget it. I'm going to take the $400 loss and get out, just because of how, you know, just because of the divergence that I'm seeing over here. 6 candle rule now playing to the downside. Looks like a okay. It's a little weaker, so we'll see if that actually plays out. But yeah, that's all I see for now, guys. Mike, I know you already answered it, I think, but the reason why you didn't short on that second, on the second orb to the downside, second orb, is because you were already in longs. Yeah, oh yeah, the bias to the upside. Oh, you're talking about the flip right here? Yeah, the flip is like if you go and you back test the flip versus sticking with the trade idea, right, until the invalidation zone is hit and then flipping, you're gonna have way different results. Way like a night and day. I've done it, so I just know. So yeah, can you flip and get some days that run? Absolutely. But look at the flip days. They usually fade back into the range. You know, we faded back in the range barely here, and then now we're cruising down. But a lot of times, man, and more often than not, price will fade back into this range, and that's where we're getting our W, right? As opposed to just giving up and flipping and hoping that this is a complete reversal day. Most days are either chop, like I said it was going to be this morning. Like this is one of the things that I was saying at the highs, we could just fade back and then sort of chop. Or if it's a complete reversal and it's not going to, you know, if it did something like this and not fade back up into the range, that's more rare. You don't really see that as often, you know. In this case, you usually see, if this is the swing point, you usually see a 50 to point, you know, that Fibonacci kind of rule, 0.618 rule. And if it's super bearish, you're seeing like the 0.23 or whatever that is. Let me see. It's like the 0.23 on the fib. So if we're going down and this is the swing, you can see the 0.382, and there's another one, the 0.236. That's the one. Yeah, so basically, you know, and this is all I'm using the Fibonacci for.
At 12:10 p.m.
is
time, Trump due to be greeting African leaders at the White House before a lunch. We do have a live video which is pinned to his entry in the calendar for those interested.
Okay, whatever. Is just to show whether or not the market is like extremely bullish or extremely bearish, etc. You could also see the same thing if you just go to like a 1 minute time frame and look at the bands. So look at the bands. Unfortunately, you know, who's in control for the day? Just look at the band. Like take price completely off the screen, right? Who's in control? You can see. It sucks because we're in longs, but that's just the reality of the beast. So unfortunately, sellers are in control. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Sellers are in control, you know, so I'm looking for this fade back up, but I may not get it. And now we're consolidating. Price is squeezing. You can see the bands getting tighter. So we're consolidating for a move. What direction that'll go in, flip a coin. But the odds today are now against us, which suck. That's how I look at the market. That's how I look at the market. And you know, that's why earlier I just pressed the bar replay, went back test anywhere, and 9 times out of 10 I will get that right. And that's just because of momentum. That's it, just momentum. Not the order flow, order book, you know, ninja entries, all this stuff. I don't need any of that to be profitable. You don't need any of that. Anyways, this might take a little bit more time. Okay. We've spent a few hours in here. It's coming in at 11 o'clock. This is 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to have probably a little slowdown in price action potentially. I'm hoping that we can make a move higher. But at this point, I would say the odds are a little less in our favor. And so I don't know if I'm going to stay on like all day for this trade. You guys see my chart. You know where I'm at. I definitely share the progress with the group after we're done. But I think we're going to call it here in a few minutes. We'll spend a few more minutes and then I'm going to call it. I have tons of stuff I have to get to as well. And I'm not really babysitting this trade. Setting a couple alerts up. I could set an alert up here. I will set an alert at this high as well, just to let me know, hey, we're reaching this previous high. And then if it hits a stop, I don't really care, but I will set an alert down here as well. What else, Troy? Anything else, brother? I think I'm pretty well spent on the day. Are you still here? You take off? I think he might have taken off. I don't know. Or had something else. Sometimes he takes calls or maybe bathroom or something. I don't know. But this is the idea for the day. I'll hang out for a little bit, guys. But yeah, I'm not really babysitting the trade. You know what I mean? We already locked in exactly what I'm doing. So see if you guys have any questions. Anyone having buffering issues? Man, sorry about the buffering if that's happening. It's super lame. We did day. So what would be a day? What would be a day? So what would be a day? Would you take both? So what would be a day? Would you take both orb on the top and bottom? What would be a day where you would take both on top and bottom? I'm not really sure what you mean, brother. Nigel, I don't know what you mean, but you may want to ask that in school, you know? MP, thanks for the feedback. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I don't know if the quality looks worse, but I just decreased my frame rate. Sorry for that bad question. No, you're good. It's not a bad question. I didn't quite catch you, or is exactly what you mean. So what's your news feed, Mike, please? The news feed is financial juice. Yeah, there's never a bad question, man. Let's see. Just try to reframe it or ask it in the Skool community and post like a chart, an explanation or something. Okay, here we go. Like you see how the first orb was to the upside. Okay. And you didn't take the second orb to the downside. Right. I didn't flip.
Greeting them outside the White House in 10 minutes.
I did not flip today. And that's because I didn't flip. because I was in the trade to the upside. See how it broke the upside first, right? 6 candle rule. This is a great price target. Still, price can do its thing, man. That doesn't change momentum. Short-term momentum, we're down. Sucks. Long-term momentum, we're up. And this is a good price target. So I didn't flip because this is my daily bias, brother. Why would I flip? Just because price went a little bit lower? Nah. If you flip, you need to exit all of your trades, and your trade idea becomes invalid. Did this invalidate my trade idea? Did we even break structure on a 15? Did this break structure? If you're a structure guy. No. No. Can it? Sure. All right, I'll be wrong, dude. I'm not always right. But why would I get out of my trade idea? I have bands below me. You know, I got bands. So I have these bands. These are protection bands in my eyes, the way I look at it, right? So why would I get out of the trade? It doesn't make sense. Just because maybe someone else will be like, well, you're an idiot because, you know, you could see clearly that point of control and there's a high volume node here. Okay, then I'm an idiot. I don't know what to tell you. I'm an idiot that's a successful trader. Better than most, right? I'm not saying you said that. I'm just saying, like, I know that other guys were right today. They were right. They said we're going down right here. And they got big wins and they're going to post it in X. And I'm going to be like, dang it. I wish I was them today. You know? I'm not tripping, bro. It's all good. Yeah, but I'm not going to get rid of my idea. My idea is not invalid just because price broke another side of a 50. What is the 15-minute range to you? To me, okay. Is it the end all be all tell all? No, it's just a range, bro. It's all it is. It doesn't mean anything. Don't think that any of this stuff means more than, like, don't lean into too much because you start thinking that stuff means more than what it should. It doesn't. The 15-minute range is just for us to have a temporary daily bias. It's just for us to have an entry model. I like it. The first 15 minutes of the market's freaking mayhem. We could even argue and say the first 30 minutes. Maybe we'll have a 30-minute range. I bet you that would be successful too. I'm just throwing it out there, you know? But the 15-minute range just allows us to have an entry model and a good idea. Yesterday I got in before the 15-minute range was even formed. Because I saw us rolling over. We turned red yesterday and I took a short. Now we ended up yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, yeah. I think it was yesterday. We ended up just hitting TP within like 10 minutes, I think, or quickly. But Monday we added some trades, right? And the trade idea wasn't over. And then there was a news tweet from Trump and we all took massive wins. It was like my biggest day of the year. So, you know, anyways, the long answers over here. I know. I just want to make sure you understand and that I'm giving you, you know, real answers, not just BS. Because I could say something else that might be technical, but it's not a matter of technical. It's just, you know, it still was intact. I don't know what to tell you. You know, on a 5-minute time frame, we still have buyers in control. Like, this actually looks like it's rounding out and that we're going to end up hitting my freaking take profit. If it keeps rounding out like this, I could see a case for this, right? I could also see a case for us continuing down, but, you know, on a lower time frame, yeah, it doesn't look great. You know, but on a higher time frame, it looks good. So I'm just sticking with my bias, homie. That's all. Hell yeah, Nijis. Nijis. Am I saying that right? Nijis? I think that's how you say it, right? Go watch them, man. Yeah. If your plan going into the day is going down and we break the upside but flip, would you flip? It depends. Do we have bands below us or above us? It definitely depends. If there's no protection, no bands, no protection, no additional entries, basically, that I can see that could be possible to help my probability of increasing the win rate, then I would probably flip. And that would definitely not be an A plus or a B setup. That'd probably be a C setup. I would imagine if we didn't have any bands to protect, that would be at least a B minus or C plus. For you, an invalidation zone, do you move it or do you keep it there at the moment you set there in time? I moved it down just a little bit today just because I had moved it up anticipating the bands to rise, and they did. But reality is you should just look at where the market's opened at. And what I did on all my back testing was I placed the invalidation zone before the market opened. Or not before the market opened, but before I entered the trade, wherever I was entering the trade at that time, right? So right here on this candle. So I would look at the bands, I'd make sure I have room for that. And I dive deeper into that, into all the back testing videos that I have, and tell you my thoughts on that and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, again, I love it, man. If you guys aren't a part of the free group, just go join. It's free. You know, I go through a bunch of back testing. Our paid membership group is $47. It's not like I'm twisting your arm. So if you really want to see it, I'm not charging an arm and a leg to actually learn and come in. Now, we do have an annual membership, and we reward our annual members. Like, we're not charging extra. We're just saying if you commit to the group, you know, we're going to unlock some things. And I spent a lot of hours going through back testing videos live. I have a mechanical version of this system that is extremely profitable. We have guys in the group posting 20 days straight right now, actually more than that, with the mechanical system. And yeah, it's been great. You can unlock that as well.
It's actually, we actually charge you less to get more.
Oh,
for annual.
There you are, Troy. Dang, you scared me. I thought you disappeared, homie.
Yeah, it's like it's $47 a month. Or if you just upgrade to annual, it's now $37 a month, and you get all the back testing, the mechanical system, everything free. It's less.
I like less.
Yeah,
less is more. Yeah, man. Just cool.
I've got to pop off here.
Yeah. I was gonna say
take a call.
Okay.
I've got to call a few people, but I'll still be on.
You got it, Cooper. Yeah, man. I appreciate all you guys for having faith and getting in, and those of you guys who like took the leap of faith. Samantha, brand new trader, profitable. Like, there's just so many stories like that, but it wouldn't happen if it wasn't for you. You guys are the real, you're the ones getting in, making it happen, proving it, and like, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. Yeah. Let's see. Or it just locks you in for a year. Yeah, it just locks you in for a year. The annual membership locks you in for the year and then unlocks all of the just hours and hours and hours of back testing that I spent. I did live back testing. I did a whole breakdown with the mechanical version of this that's sick. Yeah, man, it's cool stuff. And then anything else I do in the future will be unlocked for the annual members as well. And then I trade Monday through Friday as well, so if you want to join the live room, there's that option as well. But yeah, man, like, I know guys that are selling like $3,000, $5,000 courses, $10,000 courses, and it's just it gives you all this knowledge, right? It's like what an order block is, what a fair value gap is, all this stuff, candle theory, and it leaves out the most important thing. Usually it leaves out momentum. It leaves it completely out. Like, there's zero training on it. They'll teach you Fibonacci's, they'll teach you, and sizing, money management, dynamic money management, the most important thing in trading, man. And it's totally like most of it is left out. And it just you feel like, oh my gosh, I learned so much. This is what I get I've talked to thousands of traders, guys. Like, literally, Troy's literally talked to thousands. I've met and talked to hundreds and hundreds, maybe over 1,000 at this point. But I've seen thousands, like in our trading community, just come and go. My previous trading community before I even had Midas Touch. And one thing I can tell you is everyone kind of says the same thing. And when I ask them, you learned all this stuff, and I say, did it translate? I don't know. It's like, I'm a golf guy and I love golf. And so when I take a golf lesson, I feel like I'm going to get better because of the lesson. And, I went to this golf tech thing and they like analyzed my whole swing and broke it down. And some people swear by it, but I swear, dude, I left there more confused than I've ever been. My golf swing sucked after a couple of lessons. I think I have 4 lessons. It sucked. I could not understand how to meet these numbers that they had on the screen. They showed me what a professional golfer looks like. They showed me slow motion, 360, cameras all the way around. Like, it's intense. And I was just like, I couldn't get it. But then the video I showed you guys this morning of, that Asian dude swinging perfectly, it hit me. I was like, wow, look at that S that he's making. And then I went to the golf range yesterday and I hit better than I've ever hit. No golf tech, just a simple short where it just clicked in my mind. Oh, well, that's probably what I should try to do. So I don't know, man. Like, sometimes simplicity just wins. You know what I'm saying? I've never spoken to Michael. No. It's funny. This actually happened. I have a screenshot to prove it. I sent it to Troy. Michael, when I first was kind of going heavier on my X account, I had commented and liked something. I commented on something. It was pretty neutral stance, and he liked it. And I was like, whoa. He liked my, and he didn't realize I was being sarcastic. And so he unliked it because I checked back and it was gone. And I was like, what the hell? And it was the actual profile. Like, I followed it and it was him. And then he unliked it. And I was like, yeah, dude, he probably went to my YouTube channel. Do I like the concepts? Not really, bro. No. From a guy who's like never proven anything. No, I don't. And he's got like a God complex. No, not my vibe. He's full of crap is what I think. So yeah, nah, I'm not a fan. I spoke about earlier in the interview of trade. What is the news event? Did you let me know what that news event was and I missed it? Is it the oil, the crude oil? The crude oil inventories. That's the only like news event that we had that I saw. The ORB strategy is getting popular. Nigel, yeah, I mean, like, some of the largest influencers online are talking about it. Even like, Patrick Whalen and, Big Daddy Max and all these other, in between guys, Jay Dunn. It's so funny. They switched over to, like, Jay Dunn was not an ORB trader and they switched over to being an ORB trader. It's easy. I think it's just an easy concept to sink your teeth into. So that's the first thing. But everyone trades it a little differently, I've noticed. Which is just funny. I tried switching to the ORB simply because, man, I don't remember who I heard it from first, to be honest with you. But what I loved about it was the simplicity and the daily bias. I knew it as a professional. It's been a professional traders have used the ORB for, I don't know, decades. I don't know how long, long time. It's been out there. It's not like just recently developed or something like that. But so I knew about it, but I didn't really like take it into consideration until I started working with the bands and coming up with this custom indicator and developing a strategy around it. That's the key, man. It's not just trading the ORB. Every other trader, I don't care, name one, they all just trade ORB. They just trade the ORB. That's not what we do here. So I'll still consider myself an ORB trader, right? I'll say it, but it's not, I'm not just trading the orb. I'm using dynamic money management with a custom indicator that has literally my own strategy developed inside of this indicator, you know, along with the money management system, which you have to have as part of your strategy. Most guys are just like, once it breaks the high, 5-minute candle closes, now you're going to wait for some type of pullback. Does it happen? Sometimes. I'll show you a ton of other times where it doesn't happen. It just goes straight up. Okay. But sometimes, yeah. And, you know, you enter on a fair value gap and you put your stop loss behind the last candle's wick. I mean, that's kind of the MO. Like, that's as deep. Oh, but it has to be accompanied by volume. Bro, it's the first 30 minutes of the freaking, like, that's the open. A lot of times you break the range within the first hour. There's going to be volume. You know what I mean? Oh, you want to see volume to the upside. Okay, so you want to see a green candle? I mean, come on, man. Like, you want to make sure volume is, like, I'm talking about this volume right here. You know, this volume, right? Where's it at? Oh, I don't have it up here. I had it. I have it over on this chart. This volume right here. This. Right? So, you see how volume is speeding up and candles are going down, speeding up, right? That's direction. Like, price is going up. What's volume doing? Stagnant, kind of maintaining a low balance, right? Kind of actually diverting. And we could see that right here. So I don't really need this volume. This volume is kind of messy in my mind. This is better volume to watch. This is a lazy bear indicator. It's great. So anyways, they want to see that or something. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to trade the orb. But yeah, developing an entire system around it, that's different. Okay, yeah, you know, we're not golfing together. Shot an 88 on Monday. Bro, you're right there with me. I literally am right in that range. I mean, yeah, okay. Lately, I have gotten better scores. I think after yesterday, I've unlocked something. I swear. You know those feelings where you like, you break down to breakthrough in life. And it same happens in golf. And I broke down. It's like, I'm not getting any better, you know? And then I had this breakthrough moment and I felt great. And so we'll see if that translates to the course. Yeah. Yeah, concept is old as trading. Absolutely. The 15-minute range, Johan, it's not anything new. Yeah, basically, I see what you're saying at auctions. That's exactly right. It's a good analogy, actually. At auctions, people wait out the first minutes to just get the mass out of the way. It makes perfect sense. Yeah. Yep. And the orb is simple. Yeah. I mean, it goes back to the Apple concept. I mean, it's why Apple's, you know, one of the most popular companies in the world, is because of simplicity. They simplified things. Really any company, that's their job, is to make things simple. What are you going to put into the market, Nigis, when you get a live account? Like, if you have money right now sitting on the, like, some dry powder, what's that amount that you're going to put in? You know, it might be 500, might be 1,000, might be 5,000, might be 100,000. Whatever that amount is what you should start your demo account with. Yeah, we have the minutes today. That's why you're kind of probably seeing the market kind of range and be weird, in my opinion. But nothing in that minutes report is different than what we already know. In my opinion, it's going to be a nothing burger. We'll see. If anything, I think we just go up. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens. But FOMC is at 2. You're thinking around 500? Yeah, man. Then you're probably going to want, I mean, don't trade futures with $500. You're going to want to find a broker and trade CFDs like I do. Like, I have a CFD broker. That's what I'm trading my large account with right now. Guys, I'm really like on the cusp of just saying, forget it, and putting my money into a legit futures account. The reason I haven't done it, multiple reasons. I'm not going to get into it on live stream. I won't talk about it here. But let's just say I still have my CFD account. I'm very happy trading CFDs. I like the freedom that I get doing it my way. Having the leverage, having the margin, being able to put crypto in and take crypto out. It's my money, and I don't think a trading firm should tell me what I should do with my money. I get it. They're trying to have safety rules and all this stuff. It's just, I should be able to do what I want, in my opinion. It's my money. I'll risk what I want. Just like if I was in Vegas. Yeah, you don't have to use Linux. Use somebody else. Linux is oversighted by the, it's called the SEC, not the SEC. It's the it's the Asian version of our Overwatch. Well, I forget the damn name. They're oversighted, and I like that. And MetaTrader, guys, MetaTrader, the only reason why it's like, oh, no U.S. citizens, this and that for MetaTrader, MetaTrader's a Russian company. They're not like some oversighted, SEC oversighted company. They're just MetaTrader. It's a third-party organization. It's nothing. They're not attached to our government or a government. They're like the mafia, though. So, you know, when they say, we don't want any U.S. citizens, they make it seem like, oh, we're trying to be safe, we're trying to follow the rules. Bro, they broke the rules for like decades, man, with offshore brokers. So don't act like you're some more holier than, you know, whatever, trying to say, now U.S. citizens can't trade on brokerage. Oh, whatever, man. Get out of here with that shit. That crap, excuse me. Excuse my language. All right. I told you I'd spend a few more minutes in here. This is just kind of ranging. We're hitting 12 o'clock. We got about, a couple hours until the news hits. Look, guys, if this gets back up to break even, you know, I mean, I'm not mad at you for just saying, forget it. This is just kind of a rangy, weird day. Definitely lower time frame. Nothing's changed. We still have that negative momentum. Now we're consolidating. We could round out and drop, or we could kind of pull up a little bit. And then either we could, I don't know. I don't know what price is going to do. I mean, it is a news day. We'll see what happens. I'm still a bull long term. I'm still a bull. Even if my stop loss gets hit. I'm not saying that today we go up, but today I might lose, but I'm still an overall bull in the markets. And then I zoom out and I'm like, well, Mike, are you sure? And yeah, I'm pretty sure, man. This is a nice extension up, just like I said it would be. It pretty much outweighed. Let me see. This is 168. Did I measure this earlier? 150. It is a little neutral, huh? And then you zoom out more and you're like, yeah, there's no question. Yeah, there's still no question, man. Still a bull. Bulls on parade. Bulls are in control. So you're going to have fades in this market. It's going to happen. I'm in crypto. Yeah, guys, get in the free group. Ask questions in there. Get in the paid group. It's an awesome community. And yeah, man, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to hop off. I'm tired. I got a lot of other work I got to do as well. So, but my voice is getting shot. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. See you in the morning. Finish the trade out. Don't be afraid. It's all good either way. And we'll see how it plays out. I'll see you mañana, guys and gals. Peace. Peace in the Middle East. For real. All right. Ciao.